And welcome back to episode 171 of the Unpaid and Underrated Podcast, a podcast by crew for crew. I'm one of your hosts, Big Keith, joined as sometimes as my buddy here, Big Jeff.
Hey everybody, Big Jeff here.
Howdy, howdy. And this week we got big Florian as our guest. How you doing, sir?
Hello, doing well. How are you?
No, not too shabby, not too shabby. This is a segment we have kind of nipped in the butt and got rid of, but by special request, we're going to bring it out of the vault. Big Jeff, what are you drinking this week?
I'm drinking a steaming hot mug of Theraflu because I am really under it these last couple days. So good to be here. A little bit off my game, but I've got my Theraflu and my 5-star rating mug from one of my clients. A 5-star rating on the mug, so everybody can.
Nice. That's like, do you have a like from your website or from Google that you just like copy and pasted or like the image, like the screen grab of the rating of Jeff?
It's actually a service. I would never be so vain as to order my own mug with a rating on it, but I use a service that helps collect them for me, and they
Gotcha.
dropped a couple in the mail. So
Nice.
sent one over to Ma. We got one here at the house, and just a nice little thing to have on hand.
Well, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. What do we have? So, well, Jeff, while we're on you, let's see. We haven't talked to Jeff here in a while. Do you remember what the last episode you were on? Was it like the one of the drafts last year, probably?
Last one was probably the quiz game that I hosted.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
About this time last year, actually.
The highly contested only by me who won
Yeah,
Colton or the Birdwatcher, Cody.
that's right.
So I think I was the only one that had an opinion on that. But
That's
that
right.
was
I'm
that was
always surrounded by controversy.
yeah, well, that's me. I've always look for some balls to bust. All right, Jeff. So what happened, buddy? It looks like you sold the garage gym. I've only seen you in a commercial gym the last several months. I mean, I know it's hot, but is it that hot?
It's that hot, man. I did not sell the garage gym, but I have not used it much. My kids have probably used it more than I have in the last couple of months. I joined a Globo gym nearby, just because it was getting really hard on my schedule. If I don't hit the gym by like, 7 or 8 in the morning here, it just gets too hot later in the day.
Mhm.
So I joined the ranks of the Globo gyms where we have where we squat with Olympic bars and have people ripping the pads off safety squat bars.
Yeah, you showed me
But
that picture. I laughed pretty hard at that. So do you think
yeah,
that'll
but
be
it's
do you think that's going to carry into the winter, or do you think by winter time you'll be like, all right, it's like, it's tolerable now, or at that point are you going to be like, oh, it's too cold. You're going to go from too hot to too cold and just keep going to the Globo gym? You just think of every excuse why not to break out the home gym again?
well, I like the equipment variety.
Mm,
I'm probably not like you guys that dump, many thousands of dollars into the gym. So it's nice to have some other accessory stuff to recover with of like just some of the versatility. But certainly when it cools down, if I need to get something done in a pinch, or if I'm doing like a heavy bench day, or want to do the garage gym competition or something, I can always do that at home. And like I said, my kids actually still like lifting out of it, so I'll be out there with them sometimes.
nice. So at the commercial gym, I know you don't want to talk to people because most people at commercial gyms are just not worth talking to. So have you been chipping away at those albums, listening while you're training, or do you listen to the new albums while you train for your journey to X amount of albums listened to and rated, or do you just have your regular playlist you listen to and then the album music is just background noise at work?
Yeah. People that don't know, I listen to this 1001 albums you're supposed to hear before you die. It's just like a book that this editor has put together, and there's a web app to follow through them. So I kind of have three different categories of gym listening. If it is like a heavy day or I need, a little bit of hype, I got my normal gym, hype playlist, which is really just Iron Maiden radio. And I just kind of shuffle through what's on there. I'll actually listen to some podcasts now on lighter days because I got earbuds instead of the stereo at the house, so kind of working through the back catalog a little bit more that way. Otherwise, yeah, if what I have is something decent, I'll throw it in and try to listen to it while I'm lifting. But yeah, I'm like 600 albums in, so a little bit more than halfway through my 1001 album journey.
Nice. Well, we'll get you on in a couple years and you can keep us updated on how that's going.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. I had a nice crew meetup in Western New York this week, and well, I wouldn't say it was a crew meetup. It was we all went to several of us went to a strongman show together, and actually all volunteered. None of us were competing. It's a it's about an hour. Well, local is it's in Lockport, so that's Buffalo adjacent, and that's where the Sesnes live. So me, Lucas, and Chris came out from Rochester, and the Sesnes were there, and we all had volunteered. I was kind of a last minute show because I wasn't sure if I was going to make it or not. So they were already pre-signed up and got the nice fancy shirts, and I was yeah, I can finally make it out and I'll head out. And I was like, hey, do you need help? And he was like, yeah, help out over here. And I spent the entire day lifting up the Conan's wheel every time someone dropped it, and which was every time, obviously, 'cause that's how it works. But like that was unpleasant because I'm short as shit and it was on crash pads. So like the other guys, it was like Chris Mark and another like 6 foot tall guy, so they could both with long arms, so they could kind of like just grab it at the handle and like articulate it up, like swing it up. Whereas the guy I was with is a very strong guy, but he was coming off of a ACL tear, and I'm short as shit. So I basically was like goblet squatting it up off the pad like halfway, and then he could get a good hold on it, and we'd both push it up. So yeah, that was my quads were pretty sore the next day. So, but it was really fun. It's a very good show. It's the Love Like Ben Strongman show. It's the guy that puts it on tragically lost his son a few years ago in a car crash, and every year he hosts this this charity strongman show, raises thousands of dollars through donations and whatnot, and donates it to local youth sports, which is a pretty cool cause. His kid was, I think, just out of high school in his early 20s and was a big youth sport and everything. So it was it's always a little tearful because he always gives a speech at the end because it's kind of it is a charity show, so he always likes to thank everybody and say how happy, how proud his son would be, etc. So it's always like you spot and load for 4 or 5 hours, and then you're like holding back tears right before you get ready to drive home for 90 minutes. So it's always kind of a kick in the gut, but it's a good cause. So we like going out there and doing that.
Have you done Conan's wheel in competition before, or is
Not
that the first time?
I have not done a Conan's Wheel yet. It's in a show I have coming up this summer. This was the Hercules hold though, so that's the one where
Oh, I'm sorry.
so similar. Ironically, I do have Conan's Wheel coming up this December if I sign up for the show, which we'll have to talk to Big Jake about. I think that is on our agenda. But yeah, that was the big reveal. I'd been hinting about getting a new coach as of late, but never really pulled the trigger. I didn't really. Each episode I've been on in the last few weeks, I personally only kind of like the deep dive me on general topics. It's just easier that way. So we didn't really have general topics on the 2 recap episodes when I had already made the decision to go with Jake. So this is the first opportunity. But yeah, it was a very hard decision. I'd worked with the same powerlifting coach, my very good friend and long-term coach for 8 years, Justin. Good working relationship. The only downside really was we probably knew each other too well, and I didn't let him push me hard enough because I had too many, a couple injuries here and there, and you both kind of experience that together. And then we kind of pull the throttle back and don't really open it back up. And there I just kind of maintained and plateaued for a few years. But part of it was like, well, I'm not injured. That's awesome. But I'm not getting any younger, and I've got about I plan on lifting the rest of my life, but if I want to get better in the sport, I got to get stronger now because it's not going to get any easier to get stronger as you get older. So I'm excited. We're 2 weeks in with that. So far so good. He definitely helped motivate me today. I was a little nervous about going into a big squat set where to me it was a very high percentage for that amount of reps just because I don't really push high, under eight. It was right around 80%, but for 6 reps. But for me, most people, that's like a Tuesday. But for me, like I don't had bad experience with hurting my knee or hurting this, that, and the other with higher reps. But I don't know. I must be a lot stronger now because I fucking smoked that shit. And I was very, very happy. And Jake basically told me to calm the fuck down. It's not that much weight. You got it, buddy. And then we did. It was good shit. I'm very excited to see where I go there.
We changed it. You know what they say? What got you there won't necessarily get you there, or what got you here won't get you there. Easy for me to say.
Yeah, whatever Jeff said, he's got it. I was kind of sleeping through it, but sleep study, man. What's going on there? You not sleeping? Or are you sleeping too much? Or you one of those that get 8 hours of sleep but only 3 hours of rest? Because I feel like that's my wife. She's in bed. She's in bed all night, but she doesn't fucking feel rested.
Yeah, I think my snoring is at the point where it's going to cost me my friendships, cost me my marriage, cost me my sanity. I'm not a huge guy, but it's finally time to kind of do something to get it looked at. So I got to go through the whole, rigmarole with the, doctors and all that kind of stuff. So I went to my primary physician, $30 to answer a few questions. Say, okay, let's get you a sleep study. And then sleep study people want to meet with you over Zoom, and get through a questionnaire. So $60 to answer a questionnaire, and then I got to go and pick it up. And they're actually going to have me do a home sleep study. So you pick the machine up there, take it home. You download like an app on the phone, which sends all the data to them, and then they can read it and hopefully get some help. I'll
Nice.
be very disappointed if nothing comes of it. Then I'll know what to do. But
Fair
hopefully
enough.
it's all worth something at the end of the day.
Yeah, I had a physical this week myself. Maybe it was last week, but I got my blood work back because I've never had my testosterone tested, and I just kind of wanted to see where it was at. So I guess it came back low. I got to log back in and actually see what the exact number was because I only got like the my chart DM from the doctor saying like, yeah, they were kind of low. Have you had them tested before? Do you have symptoms, etc. It was kind of funny because he was like, a sex, do you have a low sex drive? And I was just like, it's like, how do I say no comically, but like not offend the doctors? They'd be like, I definitely don't have a low sex drive. So I just found that funny. But like fatigue, I definitely have fatigue. But the way he worded it was like chronic. It wasn't chronic. It was intense or some other adjective of like fatigue. And I was like, I don't know that I'd go that far, but I don't know. So we'll see. I gotta deep dive the numbers and see if I need to do anything about it. But it was just more to have a baseline so I can continue to get that tested as I get older and have a consultation for a vasectomy in the fall. So we'll see how that goes. I'm
Man,
not
getting a lot
not
of work.
not 100% committed to that, but I'm like 80. Well, I'm 69% committed that I'll get a vasectomy. But we'll see how the consultation goes.
Yeah. Well, good luck on that. I
Yeah,
never know how to answer those questions like, are you tired? I'm like, well, I'm always tired, but I only know
exactly.
my own experience. Maybe this is just how life is, but
I, I literally had like
just like,
Tanner saying I'm always tired in my head as I was trying to type out the
yeah,
response to the doctor. I was like, no, that's the thing. I'm literally always tired, but like I don't think I'm
right.
as tired as you think that you want me to answer this. I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably not as tired as Florian up there working all those long hours though.
Oh man, can't wait to hear
It's
about that.
fine.
Oh yeah. So the Massonomics Football League that's getting started up. Where are you and I both got relegated, or did you get relegated last year? I can't remember.
We're both relegated to the
Yeah.
novice league now,
Yeah.
so
Well, not. But for the record, novice isn't the bottom of the barrel. It was last year, but now there's a third tier. So we are not the shittiest. I mean, next year we might
right.
be if we get relegated again. But I think if I get relegated
That's
again
right.
next year, I'll really have to flip a coin to see if I want to keep in this because investing like a half hour a week or more for the bottom barrel league, I don't know if that's worth it, but we'll see. I think
That's
we're
right.
we're
We're not in
still.
the shittiest league yet.
Yep, not yet. There's never say never. Um, Anybody get a chance to watch the YouTube video that dropped today of some of the home gym booths that were more Massonomics crew based or Massonomics adjacent?
I
No.
have not yet. I
Oh,
do want to. What did you say, Flo? You can check it out.
No, no, not yet. Maybe later this week or so. We'll
yeah,
see.
it's a good one. Getting the YouTube videos is hard during the week a lot of times. Like I if I didn't like get to watch it on my phone at lunch, basically, I wouldn't get a chance to watch them because I come home and try to work out or it's like chores or whatever. So it's just like there's not a lot of time between home and podcasting. So or getting off work and getting the podcast rolling. So being able to consume
Yeah.
it at lunch is kind of the only opportunity I have.
I do want to
Uh,
see this one. I know there's a lot of crew and crew businesses and
yep.
stuff in there, which is always cool to see. So I
Oh,
will
yeah.
get to it.
Yeah. One thing I can't remember if it was in person or pre-show, so maybe I won't bring it up, but TBD. But there was supposed to be some big Chris belt fed, possibly getting his voice on the podcast weekly, teased, I think in the pre-show or in person. But so
Mm,
we'll see if Tanner follows up on that because that was hinted at a few weeks ago, and I've yet to see any changes. But I think that would be really funny if what they talked about comes to fruition. I can never say that word. Say that word, someone.
yeah,
Fruition.
fruition. You got it.
Did I? It does sounds weird. It sounds like it's just not right. Kill your
Yeah.
video. Brian, get out of here. It's so Ian, the guy running the podcast, sometimes always throws me off because it's like, how do I have someone come in and then he's got their video and I can't figure it out. I'll look at it later. But nonetheless, no one wants to hear about that. Last week's Massonomics episode. I know Jeff, you had some thoughts on this one and you wanted to deep dive some of the data, I think.
Oh, I love the data. Yeah, it was a good episode. Felt like I was right there at home gym con. It almost makes it like I don't have to go because I just listen to the recap. But I did like the Tommy's new game is Tanner average at the end of the show. Did you get to hear that, Flo?
Yeah, I listened to that. When was it? Monday. I was picking potatoes.
Yeah.
So it was a nice little
Okay.
listen.
Yeah. I wonder what the average potato consumption is per year for an adult man. What do you think? Any ideas?
Well, also, I'm curious if Tommy went America or like world
Mm-mm.
or North America because North America would be different from America versus world because like he had to have done America, I'd imagine. I'm not sure if he said it or not, but I don't know.
Yeah, good point. Probably, probably. Which there was some surprising numbers. I mean, well, the amount Tanner eats actually always surprises me. The amount of eggs and stuff. I don't have the appetite that he has, but I guess that's why people won't remember my name. But yeah, what'd you think on the eggs? About looked like about an egg a day was the average.
I thought that was high
Were you
for the general
really?
population. Like
Yeah,
I go days without I go like 3 or 4 days without eating an egg. Like and then I know I eat more protein than most people in my like I work with people that probably eat an egg like once every 2 weeks. So I don't know how they got that number. If it was because there's enough tanners out there to offset the people that don't eat eggs. Like I don't know.
yeah. And about a pound of beef a week. What about the big flow up in Canada? Is it a big beef culture up there, like here in the United States, or what's the foods of choice?
Yeah, well, with eggs, like I eat about like 3 eggs a day or so, but I have chickens myself, and it's quite easy. I just walk 200 meters and I get my own eggs. Beef is all right now. Our beef prices are a tad high, so a lot of people are being switched to alternatives and everything. But for us, like we always get a full cow maybe twice a year or so, split between myself, parents, my brother. So it's probably every second day or so, beef or so, maybe.
But yeah, if I had to give the episode a rating, I would give it 5 out of 5 Tanner's averages.
Okay, okay. I'll give it. I'll give it an egg. I'll give it one egg for the
It's got to
episode.
be 5 eggs, Jeff.
Oh,
You
wait.
can't be
It's
the
not
only.
like
You can't be. Are you really? I hope that was a bit. We were literally talking about it in the pre-show. I was like, don't be like Jeff Florian and rate it a 4 out of 5. It's always a five
I
out of.
thought it was like a Michelin star. They got one, and then the next time I'm on, they get another one. It's not like that. All right, I give it 5 eggs then.
There
Five
you go.
five out of 5 eggs for this.
We'll have to have more conversations before we have you on as a guest host again. Yeah, that's good stuff. Floria, what'd you think, buddy? If you had to give it a rating or any thoughts on it?
Oh,
It was the
like
home gym
overall,
con recod episode too. We kind of buried the lead on that, but
yeah, I know it was good. Like, oh, what's the word I'm gonna look for? Well, like for when first home gym became a thing, I thought it was gonna be flopped over within 2 years. I really didn't think the home gym culture was that massive kind of thing. Now we're here, was it 4 years later?
yeah.
And home gym con is this beautiful large scale thing that like I actually see it as going bigger and better and continuing over the years and everything. So for that, I'll give it like 5 out of 5. Home gym small booth award, right? Small booth.
Nice. Yep, that was the home gym con small booth award, basically. Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah,
good,
I
good,
couldn't
good,
remember the wording what they got there,
good
but
rating,
good
man.
on them. Like huge congratulations on that. That's really amazing.
Hell yeah. I love to hear it. Well, speaking of home gym con, Belt Fed Strengths there, code unpaid. Go check him out. Plate Snacks. I'm trying to get him to come out to home gym con. He's been signed up for 2 years and keeps having one thing or another come up. But anyone that wants their flag, their banners, their stickers, variety of other stickables. I'm gonna go with stickables. Plate Snacks and Obsidian Ammonia. If you need some. If you want your eyes to water and your heart rate to spike, hit you some Obsidian Ammonia. Code unpaid at all those places. It will help save you a little bit of money. Big Florian, do you have anything to tell us about Massonomics?
Oh, ad read.
Oh yeah, big dog.
Yeah, I think I put more time into this than my vows, so
Now,
hopefully it's good.
I'm pretty sure you said vows, but for some reason I heard bows, and I'm just like thinking for a second. I was like, huh, bows. That's. But I got
Don't worry, I haven't written my vows yet. I got another
you.
year to wait for that. Okay, let's roll this. Are you tired of lifting in a local competition feeling like a golf game instead of a true test of strength? Come on down to Aberdeen, South Dakota on June 10th and take part in the Lift Hard, Live Easy Classic 5. Pick your poison: strongman, powerlifting, grip, volunteering, or day drinking. They have it all. See you in the Dean 2027.
Hell yeah, man. That is, it's gonna be good times. The date is set. If no one's, I don't think we actually covered. I think we covered it last 2 weeks, but yeah, June 10th. Get your tickets, get your flights booked now. And everyone likes to wait till the last minute to book flights, but like I saved $100 booking my flight now compared to what I paid last year booking 6 months out. So every penny helps. Um, Big Florian, we're gonna get you on the podcast, buddy. Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us where they can find you at on Instagram or whatever social media, or give them your cell phone number, your birth certificate, all that good stuff. Whatever you're comfortable with.
All right, so I'm Big Florian, Big Flo for short. I'm from Roblin, Manitoba, Canada. Very small town in rural Western Canada. You can find me on the Instagram at Florian. What is it? Florian the German. It's a name that I made. I was 15, 16,
Just a baby.
something like that. And just never changed it. And I guess I'm to this week's host. I mean, guest. My bad.
Yes, you are. I mean,
That's
you
how things go.
feel for. I mean, we can just interview. I mean, we can interview Jeff more. You can help me interview Jeff. But yes, I mean, this is Jeff's had his time in the sun. We'll time in the sun. No, it's time in the spotlight. And the sun would be probably why he's snoring so much. But
In the sun all the damn time down here.
all right. What brought you to Massonomics, Florian? How'd you find us? Why are you still here?
So that started 22, maybe, back when they did the home, what was it called? Garage gym competitions. I don't know if that's still around. Well, when they're running their spring event, they had the whole list of sponsors for that, eh? So I was looking down on the website the one day, just clicking off random tabs and seeing all the different companies, prizes I could win, X, Y, and Z. Then I saw Massonomics, right? So I clicked on that, and it was like, wow, these are some really cool shirts. And this drink spotter is just fucking so stupid, but so funny, right? I just fell in love with that part of it. And then I figured out it was a podcast, and it was the first podcast I listened to was Oberst, Robert Oberst,
That's a good one.
right? In the first half hour when they were talking, I was like, what in the world is this kind of podcast? I didn't understand the jokes. I was so lost, right? And I was like, whatever, let's keep going. And then they got to the interview with Robert Oberst, and I thought it was the funniest shit that I listened to that day. It was just ridiculous. And plus, I was watching it on the YouTube just to see how they reacted to all the outrageous stuff he was saying and how they kept their cool. It was really fantastic. And then from there, I just kept on like listening to more and more episodes. And then the crew kept popping up, and I was like, oh, I don't know. This might be a cult. This might be a pyramid scheme. I don't know. I'm not going to do it, right? Then fast forward to Lift Hard, Live Easy 2. And it came out the recap. And I was like, that's amazing. As I was watching the recap, you just saw how, like, the energy of how everyone was, how it was, like, actually a community and stuff. At the same point, because that was when I was competing in like the IPF in Canada, the Article 14 came down. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that kind of stupid rule.
Yeah, if you were an IPF affiliate, you can't lift outside of IPF events, or they're going to ban you for a year essentially. And
Yeah,
or if you were even a coach too, you couldn't go and you couldn't even go to seminars if it had like banned people or like non IPF bullshit. So yeah.
yeah. And then I was kind of on my tail end of like, this is stupid because a lot of the events that was being hosted locally it wasn't fun. It was the same rinse and repeat. It was a money scam for gyms. It wasn't a good time. And I was like, this is stupid. I need to find something different. Right. And then I saw that video. I'm like, that's amazing. Boom. Signed up for crew. And I just kind of went into the background, waiting until Lift Hard Live Easy 3, the sign up that happened. I think I signed up within the first half hour it dropped or whatever, right?
Nice.
Got everything figured out, went down to Aberdeen there for Lift Hard 3, and I just had a wonderful time, right? And I think I've said this like 14,000 times, and that's the reason why I came back for Lift Hard 4, is that every crew member I met, there's no assholes. there's no one that I was like, I fucking hate you. I'm gonna punch you out. Like there's some people that we had disagreements with, but we were able to have discussions with instead of arguments.
Nice.
And I'm like, these are like, because you go to so many meets and there's those people that are, I'm like, you're just so stupid. Like you're hogging the one, the rack, the weights. You're just being in your own little world. And I just found that everyone that I talked to in the crew was just a beautiful mix of people and was just very easy to talk to everyone. And I really did enjoy it. And that's why I'm probably be back for number 5 coming around this corner.
Hell yeah, buddy. Wouldn't be the same without you.
Well, I had fun.
For sure. Yeah, it's definitely an environment where, everybody's working together and in competition with themselves to do better, not really, trying to knock each other down or compete with each other in that same way. So you mentioned you're from Western Manitoba, and have you lived there your whole life, or you get over there from somewhere else?
Yeah, no, my parents immigrated from the old country and they found the farm here right by the Manitoba Saskatchewan border. And then I was born here, moved away to the city and went on my adventures. And then I moved back here a couple years ago to go take over the farm and everything.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. We'll talk more about the farm in a little bit. Interested in that. But I'm also curious too. We asked this question, everybody. Is there one piece of Massonomics merch that you missed out on? Maybe that was in production before you joined the crew or whatever that you wish you could go back and buy.
Oh, it's the Silkies.
Okay,
That,
Silkies.
that's the only correct answer here. It's the Silkies.
Man, there was
Yeah,
a big
yeah.
old box of those a few years ago. There was like 20, 30 pairs of them, a variety of sizes. That must have been Lift Hard Live Easy 1 or 2 then, I think, because they weren't able to sell them because they dropped, and then they already had them ordered when the Lift logo ban basically went into effect. So then they couldn't actually sell them. I think they did put a blank pair up on the website, but like they hid it and had to like share the link and stuff. So the Silkies never made it to the public. It was all Discord or in person only, if I recall, and that would have been gone by 1 or 2. Lift Hard Live Easy, I think.
Yeah, I love Silkies. I love wearing them and everything. Mackenzie thinks I'm an idiot when I wear them, but
Mm.
you know, I don't know. I enjoy them.
Oh well,
That'd
if
be
that
comfortable.
your what you just took a swig of might have answered my next question. What's your Hall of Fame status?
Oof. 2, 4, 6, 8 right now. This would be number 9.
Nice, you're getting there.
My mark.
I must have got it. I thought you were drinking out a Hall of Fame cup for a second, but it must have been was that Lift Hard Live Easy 3 cup maybe?
No, it's the number 4
Oh, it's even
cup.
this year. Yeah, yeah, okay. There's so many.
Yeah, I
There's
thought it was appropriate.
there's so many cups. It's hard to keep them all straight.
Yeah,
There is
eventually I'll
actually these.
collect some more.
Nice, nice. So nine
Where is
nine tonight. So what do you? Well, a big one you're missing is Crew Falls, buddy. Why haven't you? How come you haven't been to Crew Falls yet? How far of a drive is that?
for me to Sioux Falls, that is
Oh,
I
it'd
think
be
that's around
longer,
12
right?
hours.
Oh, okay, okay. I sometimes I get discombobulated if Sioux Falls is north or south of Aberdeen because I don't look at it on a map very often. I just know that like they're 3 hours apart and one's higher and one's lower, but like the geography wise, I'm like, which fucking one is where? So it's
Yeah,
it's it's
and
3 more hours than what you're already putting in to come to Lift Hard.
well, if it was say like in October, that wouldn't be a problem. But December is always kind of tricky, like what the weather's going to be, or if
Mm-hmm.
I would.
For sure.
I have been playing with the idea of doing Crew Falls this year or next year kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a few other balls that I'm kind of juggling right now,
Makes sense.
right? So we'll kind of see because I got a meet coming up in October.
Oh,
I'm
dope.
hoping to punch my ticket to nationals through that route,
Nice.
and wherever that's going to be, that's going to cost X number of dollars to do.
So
So
then
I kind
Arctic
of have to
is this in a
pick and
different
choose where I'm
is it
going.
just in a different Fed or did Article 14 not apply anymore?
Oh
I
no,
I, I haven't
that's
I haven't kept up with fucking US IPF bullshit in years. I kind of phased out of caring or really knowing much about that.
no. I compete in the WRPF in
Oh, okay,
Canada,
okay, cool, cool.
right? WRPF Canada is completely separated from WRPF US.
Mm-hmm.
They had that separation when all that Russian stuff, rumors, whatever happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
But WRPF Canada never changed their name, where WRPF US changed name, I believe.
Possibly. I can't.
So
It's hard to keep it up. I don't know. There's been so many federations come and go and
yeah,
rebrand themselves, even though it's the same people.
in Canada we have, I think we're down to 3 federations.
How far
That's
do you have to
it.
drive? How far do you have to drive to compete typically? Like, do you have local meets? So what do you consider a local meet? And then for you, like, is that still like a haul?
So the one in October is in Regina, Saskatchewan, and that's about
Who's
3 hours
Gina?
for me.
Okay, never
Regina.
mind.
No, I know it rhymes with fun or rhymes with divorce.
Well played. That was actually this is gonna be a good
Actually,
episode.
so Regina, the reason why it's called Regina,
That's the name of the episode. I don't care what anyone says. That's the name of the episode.
it's the old it's an old native term that means pile of old bones,
Okay,
right?
that's
Because
what I
there was a
feel like.
massacre there way back in 18 something whatever, right? So then the natives in that land declared it this the land of Regina because of the massacre.
Makes sense.
So pile of old bones. There's actually a very good brewery in Regina called Pile of Bones. A very beautiful little spot, great beers, right by the railroad track. Good times.
Nice. So a local mate for you is a 3 hour haul. Like that stinks. So anyone listening, you're spoiled. We are spoiled if you can do strongman or powerlifting within an hour of your house, like semi regularly. So some people, there's a lot of our friends in North America, or Canada and in the States that have to drive several hours to even do anything local. So a lot of us are very spoiled and don't realize it. So what is that supporting membership number? Do you have one of those cards, or do you know your number, or
Yeah,
has
I got the
Tanner
gold
updated
card
you?
right here.
Nice. Okay, so you've been around a couple years.
Yeah, so that's 438.
Nice. So you're probably in the mid threes, or at least the I threes now, because I think mine was like 98 or something, and I'm like 62 now, I think. So everyone's dropped at least 30 or 40 in the last few years.
Yeah, the
At least
crew
420,
has
probably lower than that.
expanded quite a bit.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jeff. I cut you off.
I said at least 420, probably quite a bit lower than that though.
Oh yeah.
But the crew's expanded. You see on the Discord, there's 1,100 members or something.
I thought it was like 9 or 1,000. Or what
I
do
think it's
you?
just under 1,000.
Yeah, I think yeah.
Oh, my bad. I must have misread it.
It's
Oh, you're close.
with as many bots as
It's
there are, it feels like 1,100.
it's got to learn to cope with the box. You got to learn to live with
Well,
them.
you gotta
It's like a
fucking
game.
ignore them.
Yeah, it's busy in there. I can't always read everything like I used to. Um, well, I'm desperately trying to log into my Jim Raynor account. I don't know my password. They, for whatever reason, the guys over there require this
Well,
ultra secure
good thing
password.
is you can
But
go to Generator without signing in.
oh, that's right. I could do that.
Yeah.
But Big Flo, do you have a home gym on Jim Raynor? Can you tell someone about it?
Yeah, it's garage gym. It's called the Flower Garden.
The Flower Garden.
Am I
Okay.
frozen or you're frozen?
Is that
I think
Flower Garden in
for a
Regina?
second.
No, no, that's the
The
Flower
wicked,
Garden.
wicked the wicked Flower Garden.
I made myself laugh on that one.
No, I call it the Flower Garden because like my nickname is Flower,
Okay.
right? So if you look across my inside my belt, it says Flower. On my singlets, Flower. On my sleeve, everything has Flower on it, right? It's just a name from high school that I stuck with, kind of thing.
Now that's derived from Florian, not that you're like a hippie, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
because people thought Florian was a weird name, so they're like, "We're just gonna call you Flower." I'm like, "All right, cool, let her buck."
That works.
Our power.
Well, are there being 3 hours away from a competition? Are you hours? If you didn't have the home gym, like was your home gym out of necessity because there's not shit close, or did you just
Yeah,
how'd you come about the home
there,
gym?
um, so I started the home gym back when I moved back to the farm because I was like lifting and everything, and I figured that I need an outlet. I can't just work 12 hours a day, kind of thing, right? And the gym in town, so I'm about 15 minutes from the closest town, but they want something like $60 a month or some stupidness like that, right? And I was like, I'm not driving 15, like, well, it'll be half an hour each way, well, round trip. And there's the weather, there's X, Y, and Z, and the fuel on my vehicle, all that kind of stuff, my time. So then I started buying random stuff off of so we call it Kijiji here in
Hmm.
Canada.
Yeah,
Kijiji's like,
that's our Craigslist, right?
yeah, it's the Canadian Craigslist kind of thing, right?
Or
From Kijiji and Facebook Marketplace. So I kind of pieced together my gym from random things and just kind of made it work. It was very cheaply done in the beginning. Now may have cost me a bit too much money. But I got that. It's just so easy just to walk out to my garage after work and get a lift in. Some days it's only 15 minutes, half hour. Other days I can get a full 2 hours. It all really depends, kind of thing.
You try to buy equipment that matches the specifications of your training, or you like Brian Shaw, who just has the old, York beater bar and with that.
Well, I started off with very, very cheap equipment because I was like, I had no idea because there's so much swaths out information out there. I didn't know what's right, kind of thing. And then slowly I was able to sell a few of my cheaper pieces and pick up a few more high end stuff that I'm quite happy with. None of my plates match,
Mhm.
but that's just the hilariousness of it. All my plates are different companies, all my plates are different colors.
We at least have pairs that match, right? You just don't like your
Yeah,
25s
the
aren't the same
pairs
brand
do.
as your
Yeah,
45s. I got you.
Yeah,
Pete's
everything's
cringing
just
right now.
different.
Nice.
So it makes me laugh. And then, like, I do have a very nice barbell from Strong Arm, but that's all.
Has it delivered yet?
Do you want me to go on this rant? So Strong Arm.
we
What
we
about that?
we I mean,
Oh,
I'm not opposed to giving them too hard of a time, but I do feel a little bit bad, but not a ton.
I don't. I don't. They fucked me around for a year already for my deadlift bar.
Yeah.
So my power bar came. I bought that for $150 when they had it on flash sale September. Boom, came right away. My deadlift bar, I bought that back in September last year.
So like
It
11
still has
months
not
ago.
been delivered, right?
Yeah,
And
it's
I
not
felt
even.
bad because good Canadian company, I'll support them kind of thing. Kept asking, keep back order, back order, back order. And it was about 3 weeks ago, I exploded them on emails being like, this is ridiculous. I don't care what's going on with your company. I don't care. Like, why is Strong Arm going under when you have Bells of Steel, which is Canadian? They're doing excellent. When you have Northern Fitness, which is a Canadian company to do rep, which is doing excellent. Every other Canadian company is doing amazing, but they're not. What's going on? Right? That's their issue. And I'm like, this is 11 months waiting for a deadlift bar. Like, this is nuts. So then they finally be like, "Oh, we'll send you a Bells of Steel one." Well, we'll see if that happens the next week, or if I get a refund and just buy from Bells of Steel
No, like
and be
he's
done
gonna.
with the
Do you
stuff.
think he's gonna like? He's just gonna like order one from Bells of Steel and send it to you just to kind of
Hey,
appease. It's
Well,
interesting.
they're a wholesaler of Bells of Steel. They sell
Okay.
oh,
Bells of
really?
Steel stuff. So
Okay.
we'll see if I get it.
Yeah.
If not, refund, be done with them. Go to Bells of Steel Direct, buy a deadlift bar, which they just started selling like a month ago. I wasn't even aware of this.
Yeah, I didn't know they had one.
Yeah, no, it just came live three
Nice.
weeks ago.
Well, hopefully you get it less than 11 months.
Yeah, it's on one hand you want to support a good Canadian company. On the other hand, it's like, what are you doing, kind of.
Yeah, it's that's not fun. That's for sure. I know it's kind of dead anyone from America buying his products just because the import fees now are outrageous, or at least what he has to charge or wants to charge. I don't know, but
Yeah,
taking people's money, and then not ever ordering the fucking the freighter from China, and just holding on to this money, and then just taking more money and more money. That's not back order. That's just you don't know how to run a business, and you don't have enough capital to actually stay ahead of the curve. Like that's just I don't know.
yeah,
Jeff
and you
could
can
probably
always
chime in on how that's inaccurate on how you would run a business, I'd imagine, by the dollar amount. But
Well, I think people just get in over their heads very quickly. I mean, a lot of people running business, it's hanging by a thread. But I don't know. That last video that somebody shared, I mean, it's kind of like he doesn't have your money anymore, so don't bother asking
yeah.
for a refund because the money's not here. I just kept
oh
thinking of what was that? What's that movie? It's a Wonderful Life,
Mm,
when they're making the run on the bank. Have you guys seen that movie?
yeah.
You seen that flow? And
no, but
the banker there is saying like, "Well, we don't have your money here. Your money's in his house and in his house," and that's just the vibe
Wow.
I got. Like, don't come
yeah,
after
but
me.
you
I don't
can
have your
just
money.
do cash back, like what's it called payback off your credit card and report for fraud and get your money back right away.
Yeah, chargeback.
Yeah,
Massonomics
that's the
knows
word I
about
was looking for.
chargebacks.
Yeah, they do. We should all do that
Yeah,
one of these days. Just he just wakes up and he has like 69 chargebacks.
yeah.
That'd be the worst. I mean, Tommy does report us on Zoom every week for
That's right.
being weirdos when he kicks us out. So it'd only be fair we pay him back. Now, if anyone's
Right.
listening, don't fucking do that. That wasn't advice. It was a joke. Big Flower, what is so you got your friends to get us to that you did have some people fill out the questionnaire. There was a little
Yeah, it's
confusion on
terrible.
what day we needed it, but you did come in and I had actually had about four of your buddies submitted for us. So outside of the ones that already kind of know who we are, did you get how'd you go about explaining why you need a random questionnaire filled out for a podcast?
I was like, so I'm part of a cult and I'm going on a cult podcast. Fill this out. And they're
Nice.
like, oh, okay. And I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. It's fine. And then they did.
Fair enough. I
Can't
appreciate
think of any
that.
better way to explain it.
No, and I do get it. It's people that are if you're coming to be a guest in the future, like the episode is going to be as good as much shit as we get from you. Like granted, there's weeks we don't cover a tenth of what's submitted because we just converse, and then there's times that we cover everything submitted, and then we try to pull information out of the guests, and they're just a fucking a rock that won't talk. So it's hard. So each week's a little bit different, but only giving us one or two submissions doesn't help. So I appreciate everyone that follows up with their friends and family and gets us those submissions because, especially for example, Florian has I think Jeff referenced that he had like 4 Instagram posts. There's only so much we can gather from someone that doesn't have a large social media presence. Uh, I think I saw your Facebook and you haven't posted since 2021, so there's not a lot of activity out there. So
No, I'm not a very big social media person.
so we appreciate Nate building the questionnaire for us, and I appreciate you guys filling it out. So, Big Florian, are you familiar with this game we like to play called Least Fun, Most Fun?
Yeah, probably.
All right, so refresher for anyone listening. So in 2030, when people are listening to this, for their check mark in the future, because we'll probably have a Hall of Fame card maybe someday ourselves. A very original idea behind a paywall, etc. Least fun, most fun. It's a game we like to play. We give the guest a single topic, and they go through and use their druthers, and they tell us the least fun thing about it and the most fun thing about it. It's not either or. It is a give me two answers, please. So, Big Florian, least fun, most fun, the zoo, and everything that pertains to the zoo. Saturday night, and maybe the Sunday morning side effects.
Oh, the zoo is just oh fuck, what I put this in words. No, so when I went there the first time and obviously the second time, it reminded me of like my university days when I was like 19. And for anyone who doesn't know, our drinking age is 18, not 21, right? So it reminded me of like being 18, 19 years old, going to these bars and everything. And it's just a greasy dump, but it's just an excellent establishment and everything. So like the most fun would be like the beginning of the night when it's just like all the crews and everything. Like I don't think I paid for a drink for the single any time I was there. I think I maybe paid for one or two drinks because everyone seems to buy me one for some reason, whatever reason. But it's just nice that to go there in the beginning, just be completely relaxed, have way too many beers, and just shoot the shit with people, talk about random subjects. Very good atmosphere. Least fun is when you're at like 1:30 in the morning, 2 a.m., and it's like all the locals, and it's just a weird. Ugh. Some of them here just kind of look at me like, "What are you?" Kind of like. There's some interesting people that come in at like 1:30, 2 o'clock. And like both years, I drank right to 2 a.m. and it was just like this is an interesting time. Like Aberdeen is an interesting city. I can tell you that much. Still, loads of fun and everything.
Nice.
Classified to do as a dive bar. Is that a dive bar?
Man, I feel
Or is it?
bad for the server or whoever has to clean the troughs out because there's always so much puke and piss in them. Like I feel so bad for them. Oh,
I
so
don't think I've
gross.
seen the troughs after like maybe midnight. I don't know.
Yeah, when you go in there at like 1:30, 2 o'clock, it's a disaster.
Doesn't
And
sound pleasant.
then you just see that lonely server come in with their big old rubber gloves in the garbage bucket. You're like, ooh, I know what you're doing.
Well,
I'm gonna leave.
it's all the assholes putting their dip and zins and shit in there. That's just unexcusable. Like throw that shit in the trash can. Don't be a fucking
Yeah,
prick.
I don't get that. Like, why throw your zins into the urinals and stuff? I never got that. I always throw
I
mine in my pocket or in my garbage can. Like,
I chewed
what do you do?
tobacco for years when I was a youth, and I don't remember ever not disposing of it like in a bottle and then put the bottle in the trash, like or like in the like out in the woods or something. I don't that was very courteous with my mouth litter.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing when I used to chew and everything. I tried not to spit on public places and everything. Right? Like when if you're in the bush or whatever, it's fine. But
People
don't
are
spit
hammered.
around public places.
All decency goes out the window.
Yeah. Well, don't get me started on cigarette butts. Like fuck, that makes me angry. Just throwing your cigarette butts everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one's not cool.
All right.
Big Flow. What's the job situation look like? As little or as much as you'd like to share with us.
So I have three jobs myself. So my primary one is that I work on the farm. So we do majority of like pre-seeding and post-harvest stuff. So the seed cleaning, all that kind of good jazz, getting farmers ready for the field. And then we do a lot of the taking care of livestock and fencing, right? There's that one. And then I'm also in the Army Reserves. That's a whole story and a half. I'll get to that after my other one. And then I just started doing crop insurance.
Okay.
So to go in more in depth, right, with the farmhand, um, we you get the crop from the field. You have mixed in whatever other different kind of crops in there or weeds, and we clean that, process it, getting it ready to go back into the field or into the human consumption world or into wherever it goes, kind of thing. So we deal with a lot of export business as well, down to the states, to the southern places, things like that. So it's not too bad. The Army Reserves. So that's a funny story. So 18-year-old me, I got way too drunk, and I was on my way to a social with a bunch of buddies of mine. Right, we cut through the university, we stop at the washroom, and I see this poster on the bulletin board: "Join the Army Reserves," and there's a phone number. Took a picture of it. I'm like, oh, that could be fun. I don't know what that is, right? Next morning, phoned them, asked them a bunch of questions. Went down to the office in that afternoon, signed all my paperwork and everything.
A lot of
It's like,
research.
I don't know what
Sounds
I'm
like you did a
doing.
lot of thorough research.
Yeah.
No, I did nothing. I'm
Yeah.
like, what's the worst that could happen? Right?
Yeah, I mean,
So then,
Sign up for a credit card.
yeah, basically, like dumb 18-year-old me. And with that, I'm a vehicle technician. So that
okay.
is a mechanic in the Canadian Forces. So with that, I was able to work on everything from like two-stroke chainsaws all the way up to the Leopard 2 main battle tanks and everything in between.
Damn.
Currently, I'm with an artillery unit out in Saskatchewan, and I am the what's my full job title? I work in the queue, so I work with a lot of the logistics side of the house. So supply, transport, ammunition, maintenance, all that kind of stuff is what is my wheelhouse. So I'm the 2IC for that, so second in command, and I deal with a lot of that kind of jazz, and I'm very good at it. Put it that way, with logistics and sorting things out. So there's that. And then my secondary duty in there is CBRN defense, so chemical, biological, radiation, nuclear defense. That's a whole 10-week course I took, so it's very, very scientific, very stuff like that. Lamest terms, what happens if we get hit with mustard gas, basically? What do we do? Is what I kind of get into. So there's that. Then with crop insurance, I just started that on the side. So what I do with for that is I go to fields because we had horrible flooding this spring. My lord, never seen anything like this. Like the old man has been farming for damn near 40 years here. Like we've never seen flooding like that before. Just insane amount of flooding, right? So then with crop insurance, I go out and being like, oh, this field got flooded out. I draw on a map, deal with my paperwork, all that kind of stuff. Then I go measure bins, things, that kind of nature. How much can the farmer get back in what they put in for the insurance and how much we can give them, kind of thing. So then I work for the province of Manitoba. I think that kind of sums it up.
Yeah.
Questions, comments, concerns, inquiries?
Well, the farming's interesting. So would you have specific crops that you take care of there? What's the main output of the farm?
So like majority of our land's rented out. We do more of the pre and post pre-seeding and post-harvest cleaning of it and preparation for that kind of atmosphere, as
Yeah.
well as we export a lot of like oats down to the States for them to grow and all that kind of good jazz. And then we also deal with in the feed market and as for cattle feed and whatever else animal feed, as well as we have a bunch of pasture land that we rent out for cattle, and we take care of the cattle once they're on the pasture. So we fix the fences, look at them, they're good and healthy, right? Do they need shots, things like that? There's the fences up to go. Like good example, this spring once we had that terrible flooding, I had fenced that I was going into the water like up to my nipples or my neck, trying to find the wire, what's below there to bring it up and everything. That was a disaster and a half.
Jesus.
As I'm doing that, the old man is laughing at me because I'm soaked in. Yeah, it was fun.
Nice.
You get to
Uh,
drive the big combine like our friend Big Nick in Indiana does, or so there's robots now, or that's just not part of your job?
No, I haven't sat in a combine since I was 12, maybe.
Oh wow, okay.
I think no. When I haul grain for when I work for like neighbors for a harvest and stuff, I'm usually in the semi or the tandem. Right?
yeah.
I don't like the combine very much. The combine's for the old man. Right?
Yeah.
I'll drive the semi.
So you're on a family farm, basically, right? You said. So how much land do you guys own? Ballpark?
About 1,800 acres.
Jesus,
That's
that's
tiny.
that's well, I mean, I my that's
Yeah,
To us city slickers,
so
that's a
then you
lot of
said you
land.
sub so you sub out pasture land, but you also sub out most of the crop. Like so you sub out your land to be you rent your land, then someone else comes in and crops like does their crops on it. Now do
yep.
you
And then we take care of it as well. So afterwards, we'll go mow the along the bush lines and the
Mhm.
sloughs and take down some trees and stuff, so the combines can actually get closer, so we can get more land cropped and everything.
Now, do you have like established people you work? Because I could see that being like almost like a liability of like if your dirt isn't up to snuff on what they think they're going to get and their crops aren't up to par, like is that a thing you have to deal with, or do you have like the same dudes you've been working with for years and it's
No,
just rinse and repeat?
we've been renting out to the same guys for the last 10 years or so,
Okay,
so we know it's good stuff and everything. And they also get their soil samples, so we'll test it to see what the nutrients are in it, so we have an idea of what's going on, right? We know our soil types and everything, what's around us. We can kind of a better adjust, and then what are they doing for crops? Because different crops are going to affect their soil and stuff, right?
18.
And plus, with our if we want to go down the rabbit hole of frost-free days and heat units and everything, that's a whole other that's a whole conversation there.
1,800 yards. What's that in like I mean I get that it's probably not like a square, but like what is that in like miles or how long would it take? I don't have a reference of what 1,800 yards is. Like I get that it's or
Equipmemt.
acres, sorry, acres. I
You
can't imagine.
have what is it? 160 is in a section. So a section is mile by mile. Yeah, that's math. So then you have
We are the big math
18
podcast.
divided by 16. That's 12,
Thereabouts.
13 miles ish.
Okay.
If my quick math tells me right.
That's a lot. That's a
Yeah.
lot of that's a decent amount of land. And that's now you had mentioned earlier you had mentioned the home country or the old country. It might is that elaborate on that more for people that might not know what you mean or where you mean.
Yeah. So my pop is from Germany. My ma is from Austria.
Okay.
That's the reason why I have the name Florian, because Florian is a very traditional name in Austria and Germany. Very traditional, right? It's as common as like your Rileys or your Davids here, right?
Mhm.
And then when my parents immigrated in 1990, and when they decided to have the offspring, they wanted traditional names for all of us, kind of right? So my brother is Benjamin. I'm Florian. My sister is Suzanne, but she has the German spelling of Suzanne, not the English spelling, where English is SUZ. She has SUS,
Hmm. Sussen.
right?
Well, I guess, has she got a lot of her life being called Susan, or does anyone like get confused by that? Because, or I guess SUZ, SUS. I don't even know. I guess I don't ever spelled Susan very
Well,
often. So
people find any way to screw up a name, so they'll
yeah. That was
look
actually
at it,
a
Oh,
come
a
up with
s-
something.
that was a segment I was going to go over earlier, but I was going to push it till next week. But since it's it's relevant here. I've known Hogan for 4 years, and apparently he's told me multiple times I've pronounced his name wrong, and I've never heard him or acknowledged or remembered that. I've called him Hogan Gaggle for fucking 4 years, and it's Gaggle. And you could have put a gun to my head, and I would not have known that. And then I was like, "Have you ever told me that?" And he's like, "Yes." And I was like, "Ah, fuck, sorry, buddy." It's like apparently you've corrected me more than once, and I sure as fuck have never heard you say that in my life. But we'll just put him in the list we'll group him with my wife of things I've been told I don't remember. So that's a good list to
yeah.
I
be in.
thought you were going to say his name. I thought you were going to say his name was Hoogan.
No, yeah, this is the last name. I've definitely called him
I gotcha.
Gaggle for many years, and it is Gaggle.
Nah.
Let's see. And then on top of that, there's a fun one. So my middle name in English is Christian,
hmm
right?
Okay.
The German pronunciation is Christian,
Hmm.
right? So that throws people for a loop kind of thing because like my mother insisted that I go by Christian. Not by Christian, it's Christian. Spelled the same, everything's the same. It's just from the pronunciation from old country to here.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
the good thing is at least it's your
Get
middle
that.
name, not you don't go by your middle name at least. Like that would be harder on your life if you went by that name regularly and then had to always correct people. And that at least at least you did you a favor and only made your middle name harder.
Yeah, and like with my name because it's unusual and everything. There was the one time like where I used to live in Winnipeg, we were right down the street from a pizza place, eh? So me and a bunch of buddies were just pissed drunk. Oh, we're gonna order pizzas. So we order from this place and I'm the one on the phone. I give my name Florian. The guy goes, "That's not a real fucking name. Call back with your real name." Hangs up on me. And I look at my buddy Simon
Was
and
it
I'm like,
was that Paul O'Dwyer that said that when he Tanner's not a real name?
no, and it's like I look at my buddy Simon. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? So Simon phones. So we walk to the place there, and I go in there, and I'm like, who's the guy who spoke to me on the phone? And I was like, well, this is me. And I pull out my license. I throw my license at this guy. That's my real name.
That is fucking funny.
like,
It was
what are
my
you
government
doing
name.
here?
Well,
Yeah.
in that guy's defense, he probably gets a couple prank calls a week, and
Oh,
then
I
it's a
understand.
bullshit name, and then they eat like $100 worth of pizza that never gets picked up. But like that is shitty to be the yeah. Yeah, yes, I can relate sometimes with name issues.
Most we talk about lifting.
I
You're
like
quite an
lifting.
accomplished lifter there. Florian, it looks like it. You got some big goals. How did you get started in lifting? What did your journey look like?
So, way back when I was 18, when I first moved to the city of Winnipeg to go to university, I was bored because I came from a farm, like manual labor and all that kind of stuff. I was bored. So I was like, oh, I'll go check out this kind of gym thing. Right. So I go into the gym, no idea what I'm doing. I'm just, playing around kind of thing. And um, so my first training partner, I picked up. Well, she picked me up because he was like, "Oh, this kid's big. He might be good, right?" And I end up benching like 225 in the first 2 or 3 months of training or whatever, right? And I had no reference that was good or bad or X, Y, and Z kind of thing, right? Because I'm just some dumb hick, right? After I did that, my training partner got extremely angry at me. And like he tried everything he could to sabotage me for like the next month or so after that because his goal was to bench 225 and I beat him to it. So he's extremely angry that I did it before him. So that was a whole fiasco with like learning, yeah, find your training partners that want to lift you up and not shit on you for succeeding
Yeah.
kind of thing. So then I played around in the gym for that first 6 8 months. Then when I end up joining the army, the culture in the army was that you need to be physically fit, you need to be strong, kind of thing, right? Then I was able to pick up from a lot of the guys who were in my platoon that was similar ages to me, that we were all after work, go to the gym. On weekends, go to the gym. We had no idea what we were doing. We were just throwing weights around, just having fun kind of thing. So that kind of evolved in just as a habit and as fun times kind of thing, right? Then I ended up going to the YMCA because I was what was that time was like $20 a month and a 10-minute walk from my apartment, right? That's a whole other tangent. We can go on to the beautiful YMCA. And then so I did that for numerous years. COVID hit. I needed something to do, so then I turned into training for a marathon actually during COVID time, because I figured like, well, I'm just sitting in my apartment drinking all day. I need something to do. So then I started training for a marathon. That was great. Loved it.
What's the longest run you got to, or did you run a marathon actually?
No, I didn't get to a marathon. I think
Didn't get to marathon.
I got up to about, I think 15 or 16 kilometers.
Okay.
So what is that in miles? That's
yeah, about 10 maybe or so.
Actually, I'll just calculate that. That's easy calculation.
Yeah. 6/10 of a mile is a kilometer, is that right?
Divided by 0.6. 26? That's not right. Oh, no. It's 16 multiplied 1.6. So 25 mile, right?
Okay.
Oh, we went the wrong way, Jeff. We were not big math, brother. I was like, wait, isn't it going to be? Yeah.
No, that's less than. That's less.
So we are both. So who the fuck's wrong? Who's wrong, Jeff or you?
Well, Google says 16 kilometers is 9.94
Okay,
miles.
so Jeff.
That's right.
that would.
I mean Jeff does have a coffee cup with like a 5-star review for his math ability. So Big Flo, you are not big math. Big Jeff is.
No, how many Texas barbells? How many Texas barbells is that? Because we don't, measure things in metric.
Yeah. Good. So then I did that. The gyms reopened. Went back to the gym, and then when I moved back to the farm, it was the same thing. When I was building my home gym, I was like, "Fuck! I need something. I need a goal. I need something to do." Right. And powerlifting, I saw West Side versus the World. That's what's called. And I'm like, that's beautiful. That's amazing. That's what I want, right? And I've also been watching World's Strongest Man. And I thought both sides were really cool. So I took a coin and I was like, okay, tails, I do powerlifting, strong. Up heads, I do strongman, right? So I flipped the coin, boop, it landed on tails. I'm like, okay, guess I'm doing powerlifting. Let's figure this out kind of thing.
Yeah.
So then I signed up for my first meet, bought my singlet and everything. I didn't total too good. I think it was like 670 kilo. What is that?
Well, that's like 1,400 pounds. So I think that's pretty good. Big Jeff will tell us. I think it's 1,300 plus. It's every bit of
1,475 is what I told on my first meet.
Oh yeah, well, there's some of us there's some of us that has toiled our entire life and haven't broken 1,200, so it's okay. I think you're a little you're stronger than the average American.
Yeah, that's also a problem with mine, where like I tend to shit on myself a lot about numbers, where I don't realize that what I'm hitting is unbelievable to a lot of people. But I have that habit of, I always shit on myself, being like, fuck, you only did that? Well, and then I don't take that. I have a problem where I don't take 2 steps back and being like, oh, what I just did was a lifetime goal for someone else. For me, that's like
hard, right? Though, I mean, we see on Instagram and there's always somebody stronger than you out there, but it's tough to do. But if it motivates you, that's good.
Well, with fucking Colton out there totaling 2,600 or 2,500 at like 275, it's like there's no, you know what I mean? Like there's everything's scalable. Like he totals 1,000, he totals 800 pounds more than Florian, but he totals 1,000 fucking 1,200 pounds more than us or whatever the fuck. So it's like, everything is scalable. Everyone is. I judge people. I think most people judge people by, that was hard. That was awesome for them. Like I don't give a fuck what the weight on the bar is. So it's really cool to see people put hard work in. But you are stronger than a lot of us. That's for sure.
Yeah, and then if we so that was a couple years back. So we fast forward, then I switched from sleeves to knee wraps because I don't know. I just like knee wraps.
That's gotta
Something about
be.
that absolute pain when you're getting a good wrap in and then just getting so hyped up. You do the lift and you're like, oh.
Well, how was so sorry to interrupt, but how was year one then? Did you self wrap or did you like Instagram ask someone prior to the Lift Hard Live Easy to wrap you, but that you didn't know?
So year 3, I got Scants to wrap me
Okay.
because I was just asking around like who can wrap me kind of thing,
Like
right?
prior to or like day of or like
They
weekend of?
at Loggers actually.
Okay, so you
Because
you drove to Aberdeen without knowing who could wrap your knees.
nope, I was like, you know what, worst comes to worst, I can wrap myself,
Okay, okay.
right? But I know when I
Fair
do
enough.
self wrapping for a comp, I need to go 3 out. I need to plan. There's so much.
It's
Wrap your
hard. It's
knees, belt,
more
wristbands.
more effort basically. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
and
that
then
attitude. No excuse not to go. Just go and
No.
figure it out.
yeah, and then for Lift Hard 4, uh, I self wrapped for my opener, and then for 2 and 3, I forget his name. He was the bald guy wearing the red shirt that was running around. He works for Jonah, right?
Okay.
Because he came up to me, um, because during my flight, I don't know if you guys caught that, where Parker he scratched his second or his third.
Oh, so then you had to go
So
up quicker than
this
you thought. Yeah.
well, he came up to me being was like, okay, you have two choices. Do we either skip Parker completely and go to you, or we load Parker's weight and you get a full minute to wait? So he's telling me all
Yeah.
this stuff, and I look at him like, can you wrap my knees? He's like, yeah, sure. and
At
and
least
I
You
shit
have
you not.
incredible trust.
well, it's
I
the crapshoot that like someone, not everyone in the sport of powerlifting would know how to wrap knees. So that
Yeah.
you ask someone with like there being a 50-50 chance he knew how to do it was pretty funny. And he
well,
did at least, you saying?
what I found out afterwards, he was like a big equipped powerlifter
Oh, dope.
like 10 years ago. And when he wrapped my knees, those were like, I don't know how often you guys had your knees wrapped, but
Never
that
once.
was
Never.
the best wrapping I ever had. It
Oh
was
yeah.
tight, but it was loose. I don't know how to explain it, but when you had a really good wrap
Yeah.
job, it's perfect. It feels really good. He did a really good job wrapping my knees. We had a lot of time. I feel so bad because I forget his name and I thanked him like fucking a dozen
Hey,
times, being
don't
like,
feel
"Thank
bad.
you so much."
I think
Yeah.
most people forgot about 50% of people's names at Lift Hard Live Easy because I know I couldn't name everyone if I had to.
Oh, that was the problem with like Lift Tired, where it's like year one, so year three, year one, whatever you want to call it.
Year three,
I
yeah.
think I met like 100+ people on that same weekend, and I felt bad because I reintroduced myself to the same person maybe 3 or 4 times without
Yeah.
realizing it, and everyone was like, oh, "We just talked." I'm like, I just talked to how many people, and now I'm back to you. And then they're like, "Oh, okay, that's fine." There's only one person who got really angry at me, and I can't remember who it was.
Fuck that
But
guy.
then year 4, I remember walking in on Thursday and looking around. I'm like, okay, like I recognize faces, but I'm like kind of staring at people. What's your name?
Yep. We need name tags like all 4 days, not just
Right.
at Tanner's.
Dude, the name tags on the Friday night at Tanner's, clutch move. It was the
Yeah.
greatest thing. Like
Oh
top
yeah.
3 ideas of the weekend.
Oh yeah.
I
We need name tags
hope
with
he does that
ribbons,
again.
like at conferences. You get a ribbon for how many years you've been there. You get a ribbon for winning an award.
hmm
Take that down. We want name tags with ribbons.
Well, one thing I will put this as a reminder to Tanner because we had talked about it. I had mentioned it on the live episode, but they're busy doing the little things, so they probably forgot. But at Lift Hard Live Easy next year, at some point, we need to have where everyone's what they did at home gym con was Jake had everyone stand up and then like he's had them if it was your first year sit down, if it's your second year sit down, and then got all the way to the fourth year and you look around and there's only like 20 people standing up. So doing that again at Lift Hard Live Easy and realizing there probably is only because I think Tanner specifically asked like for people that don't live in South Dakota how many have been to all four, and there's not a ton, like it's under 10 I think, and then even if you include South Dakota people it's not, probably not more than 20. So seeing that, not sure how we're going to do it because we're not going to have people sit in the grass at fucking Tanner's, but like maybe at Lift Hard Live Easy where there is actually chairs or something about that. But that'd be really cool. So Tanner, this is your reminder to write that down to do that because I want to see it at Lift Hard Live Easy 5. Sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah.
I needed to get that out there because Tanner forgets shit.
No,
Since we're
you
back
got
on, yeah, go
go on,
ahead.
Jeff.
Go ahead, Flo. Well, I just said since we're
No,
back on Lift Hard, Live Easy, we got some crew questions about the Lift Hard, Live Easy too.
nice.
Uh, well, Big Tommy wants to know how the bench hand. Big Tommy Schneider, I should be more clear. The
The
Stapler wants to
stapler.
know how the bench handoffs were for you.
Did he hand me off?
He
I
must have.
This is a thing I felt so bad for because like I always make it a point of thanking all the referees and thanking all the volunteers. And this year I thanked all the referees and I went to go thank the referee the volunteers, right? And I looked around and I was like, wait a minute, I don't actually know who spotted a load for me. Because like when I go out on the platform, I black out. It's me in the bar kind of thing. Right. So I felt so bad for that because I had people coming up to the zoo being, oh, you did so great. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Where were you? Kind of thing. They're like, we were spotting you on the left side. I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize you were that person. So I tried my hardest at the zoo to try to find all the volunteers to thank them. So if any of those volunteers, like, thank you very much for volunteering. Like, that's very well done. Like, it's probably one of the best groups of volunteers I've ever seen at any meet. Very well done.
Yeah.
In terms of the handoffs, very well done. Right? He understood exactly what I said, and because I always do like when I go out to find someone to hand it off, I always go, okay, 1, 2, 3, and we go for lunch or go for breakfast. Something strange at the end, just to see what happens, right?
Okay.
But he did a very good job in everything, right? I was just too
Yeah.
weak for my third attempt.
Happened. Yeah, they're fantastic volunteers, and good on you for recognizing that. I should be more thoughtful, and I always forget that kind of stuff because I'm in my own world. But I mean, it's a smooth meet. It runs well, lightning fast too. To have a two platform meet go like it did, so all of the volunteers and referees and everything did fantastic.
Yeah, well, that threw me off quite a bit because flight A was, I want
Yes,
to say it was like 8 people. Flight B was 13. So like I remember I squats, I warmed up way too quick, thinking that flight B was the same size as flight A, and I was like, oh, they're just finishing the firsts. I was like, oh,
yeah,
but again, whatever the reason that is, I can say Jonah ran a beautiful meet, and the differences between Dave and Jonah, there's quite a bit of differences that I found, kind of thing.
yeah, yeah. I think as a
So
lifter ran well.
it was, and then, like, just to poke one other rant in here before the next question, is that I felt like the warm up room was outstanding with Jonah versus David,
Yeah,
right? And when I made the comment to someone, because with year 3 there was so many random fucking people
Hmm.
just hanging out doing nothing and just getting in my way. I hated that so much. Year 4, there was no one. There was just the lifters of that flight. I made that comment to someone, and they're like, yeah, Jonah's been kicking people out of the warm-up room. So I
That's
don't know if
awesome.
that's
really.
true or not,
Good.
Okay,
but like
I
what
get.
I
I
I
was
saw it
being
back there a couple times. Yeah,
Yeah, like I didn't see it myself, but I was told that Jonah was physically like telling people get out, get like,
yeah,
and I love that. And if that's true, he had complete control of the warm up room. That's amazing. That really
yeah.
did help quite a bit, and I love
Good.
that. Like year 3, I hated that. It was like so many fucking people everywhere. It's like, leave, just why are you here, kind of thing, right? But
Yeah, people
Jonah
need their entourage
controlled
back
that
there.
area, got rid of all the people that shouldn't be there. It was clean, crisp, going down to 4 combo racks instead of 5, and just giving us that bigger space. That was beautiful. Well done.
We love to
Yeah,
hear
Jonah
that.
puts on a very good meet.
It's very good feedback. We like to hear that for sure. That does, I know there were some people that were nervous about switching from, someone that's done it for 3 years to, someone coming in. Not that Jonah hasn't done meets for years, but, you know, traveling to do a meet's a little, is never easy. But I do think one big thing that helped too is just there was more there was less non-crew or people that
Yeah.
only joined crew just to go do, like, there was a some amount of people, I would say at least a dozen or more, that came to most of the Lift of Easies, and it technically might have been crew, but didn't get it and only joined because they wanted to do Dave's meets because Dave does put on a flashy show. So they didn't add anything to our experience of the Lift of Easy. So Dave leaving eliminated a lot of these Dave only crew that are probably not crew anymore, and it's just a lot more core crew that actually were there. And I think that overall experience, I don't know if anyone else noticed that. I personally noticed that because there's a lot of people that I didn't see as many new faces or people that are like, oh, I've seen you here, but you don't interact with anyone except like the two people that you came with because you don't really want to be here to hang out with us. You just want to do a cool powerlifting meet and like take advantage of how cool we are, but not actually interact with us, which is like why well, don't steal our time with that. Florian, one quick thing I got for you. A lot of your stuff, I think, just how old are you? Because sometimes that puts a lot of things in different perspective. Like sometimes I can't tell if someone's 25 or 35. So it's always nice to, I think it makes the
How old do
stories
you
make
think
more
I am?
sense. 31, if I had to guess.
No.
Are you 26?
29.
Okay, well, fuck you. 31 was really fucking close. I don't want to.
No, everyone knows 30s when you die, right?
Fuck you. I'm 41 and Jeff's older than me. So shut up. Don't be mean.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, guys.
No, I know. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff.
It's all jokes.
No, that's why we're here. Well, that and to get to know more about you. I think we're doing a pretty good job. We got a whole lot more to dive into, though.
Well, you're into some interesting hobbies. Yeah, go ahead, Keith.
Just reading. I hear you like some sci-fi. What is your sci-fi book of choice, or have you been into the Red Rising or the Carl's Dungeon Caller Carl, anything like that? That like a lot of us are familiar with.
Can we wait like 2 seconds? I'm gonna take a real
buddy.
quick piss.
That's good, buddy.
Okay.
Jeff, what is what we had one more Jeff topic we didn't get to, didn't we? Or let's see. Okay, so here, Jeff, your follow up. So lifting in the commercial gym the last year, so you did all your prep there versus prepping in the garage. Better or worse as far as the powerlifting prep specifically, or were you dealing with any injuries? Like, you basically comparing because powerlifting, you just literally a total. You had a total last year as a total this year. Was there any outside factors, or was it just the like?
Like you're asking me what did Prepco find at the commercial gym, or was it different?
Basically, yeah. Like because I know you hit.
Yeah.
I thought you think you hit a bench PR, and then we're not happy with your squat and deadlift, maybe, or vice versa, or
Yeah, I didn't hit any PRs, but that was more, I think, just inconsistency. Actually, the commercial gym, I think, will fix a lot of the inconsistency problems because it is hard for, as easy as it should be to get out there in the garage. It can be hard when the weather's terrible or when it's hot or just, it gets difficult. Or, if I am trying to, rehab something or something's a little bit sore, I don't have a lot of variety in accessories. So actually, I mean, prep was good, and I was glad to be able to at least attempt a deadlift PR, even though I didn't hit it. I didn't think that was on the table. So, no, I mean, I really have no complaints.
Nice. Well, Big Flow's back. Oh yeah, sci-fi books, buddy. What's your reading? What's your book of choice, etc.
How do I word all this kind of beautiful questions? So sci-fi books are absolutely fascinating to me, where I got into them a couple of years back. So I have a collection of books. So my oldest book is from 1923, 25,
Dang.
I believe it is.
Well, that's 100 years old now. That's wild.
Yeah, I picked it up at a thrift store, actually. So I have a lot of books from like 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, etc., right? And then that launched me down this rabbit hole because I noticed the style of writing and the themes of them have changed quite a bit. There's a beautiful essay out there about sci-fi, right? So basically, the books that are written in like 1910, 1920 is based off of your radio plays. Once you get to your 1930s, they're starting to switch over to more of a theme of mechanical skills kind of thing. Then you have the 40s special Roswell hits. Boom. That's when you have a lot of back to the 1930s. A good example is the War of the Worlds, right? That the radio play that caused the panic and the movie and stuff. If I remember right, that was written in 1937. I could be wrong about that. I would have to relook it up.
Close enough. Close
somewhere
enough.
on
It's okay.
my shit. I got
Don't go down the
several
rabbit
books,
hole of what year it is. Come on.
right?
Stay on
And then you
topic.
hit the 1940s
There'll
when
be no
hits
dates.
the Roswell incident. That's when more of the books changed towards scientific, aliens and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Fair enough.
Then once you hit the 50s are a very interesting era of books because that's when you have the Cold War, where you
Mm-hmm.
have a lot of the Russian books are we are better than the Americans, and their books are basically written like, oh, we understand the alien technology, but the Americans don't, kind of thing, right? But it's not written as Russian versus U.S. It's written in allegories, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then once you get to the 60s, you have the rise of like anti-war books and anti-communism books. Very interesting stuff to read about then. The 70s, they turned to a very good circle because that's when you have a lot of the rise of the hippies, as well as the giant sexual revolution that happens in the States. So that goes into the books and everything. And then you go down to the 80s, 90s, etc. And what one thing that I enjoy because now I kind of know these eras is you take the year that when the book was written and you just throw it into Wikipedia. What has happened in the world during that year? Because a lot of these books that are being written, yeah, they're sci-fi and everything. Keeps that out. So a lot of these books, they're science fiction, but they're very much reflecting on what's happening in the real world. My
Nice.
biggest example is when you look at Star Wars, right? Um, Star Wars was written in 1977 by George Lucas. George Lucas was a very large anti-imperialism and anti-Vietnam War
Mm-hmm.
books, right? So that's why a lot of the themes in the first Star Wars movie and Star Wars book is about a small group of rebels defeating a massive empire. Well, who do you think that is? That is the Viet Cong versus the U.S. government and winning.
He's
That's his perils, right? So like George Lucas was very against the Vietnam War, so he wrote a book to protest that kind of thing. So like that's a dark tangent, but that's what I find very fascinating when you go down to some of these older books and you start reading them. Then you look at the years. Okay, what happened during that year? What kind of context of that? And then
yeah.
it makes the books way more interesting because they're based off of real world events, but not real world events. If you get my drift, kind of thing.
And
It's
you wait
all
till
allegories.
after to look at them up, or do you do it before? I think it'd almost be more interesting to like look up current events during that year before you read it, just to see if you can pick them out. Or do you try to test yourself of like how much like human history do I know? Can I pick these out before researching?
Yeah, so I usually do it like what halfway in between
Okay.
because I'm a massive reader. Like if we look around, I have two bookshelves here. I got three bookshelves across. Like I have a shit ton of books,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that also comes from like I grew up dirt fucking poor, way below the poverty, right? Just absolutely the poorest you can think of. That's how I grew up. But what my parents always did was we're going to spend money on books. It doesn't matter. We're going to get books, right? Because my parents understood the value of education and the value of reading. So we were reading, understanding, like we had scientific books as our bedtime stories, kind of thing. So that brings that awe and environment kind of thing. As well as I spend a lot of time on Wikipedia and researching stuff because I don't believe in anything that's out there. If that makes sense, I believe, but I don't believe. Um, I think that everyone should do their own research on any subject before speaking about the subjects because I don't believe in arguments. I believe in discussions. So the only way we can have discussions is if we understand where the other side comes from. So that's why I look up, I research, I read multiple books. I read a fucking atlas for funsies for one time, right? Things like that.
Did you
So
There's a go ahead.
I was gonna say, did you read anything in preparation to discuss with Jeff and I, so we didn't have to argue?
Nope.
That's just
Fire
fun.
from the hip, dude. That's
Attaboy.
how I do most of my life. Well, I read the Bible and the Torah and everything for this.
We'll get into that later. There is a books channel in the U and U Discord, so you can check that out and join the conversation there. Since you've got such a long history and all these old books that go back decades and stuff, which is awesome. Um, any older series that you would throw at our crew members that like sci-fi books and say, hey, go back in time and pick this one up. You might like it if you like this.
Um, Give me 2 seconds. I think I remember the name. I know it's on my
Okay.
shelf right over here.
All right. Flo's walked off camera to his bookshelf to grab
Literally, it's right
something,
behind.
something
So,
special for everybody.
one of my favorite series is the Hitchhiker trilogy. It is
Okay.
the 5-part trilogy of the galaxy. Very well done book. It's laughter. It's very well written and everything of that, right?
And is
So
that, because I'm not an expert, is that part of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Is that the whole
yeah.
thing, or is that one of those 5 books? Or
So the movie is based off of the first book, right?
okay,
So because the joke is it's a 5-part trilogy,
yeah, okay, right. I didn't
right?
click until you said it.
Yeah, because it's Hitchhiker Guide trilogy, but it's 5
Yeah,
books. Very well done, very well written. I would always recommend people reading that one. Then we go to the next one. What do we have here? Lord Jim, Valley of the Seacraft, Dracula, Queen of Africa. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yep.
we can.
Matt King.
He likes to read,
Lights
ladies
of
and
Sleepy
gentlemen.
Hollow is always a good one. I'll be back.
Okay. Well, that's that kind of a collection. Come back over. I got more questions.
Did he leave the room to go look at his other bookshelf? I think he did. That's great. We will have to ask him what his opinion on audiobooks is, because it sounds like he's working in the dirt 24/7 out there, and I don't know. It's probably locations that AirPods might not be great, so he doesn't listen to.
Okay, so other ones. So obviously, Jurassic Park. The book is.
First book was good. I didn't like the second book.
I didn't read the second book. This
Yeah,
one
it
I
was a
picked up at a
letdown.
thrift store. It's one of the original ones that was written back in the 90s. A very good book, very different from the movie. Very
It's Michael Connolly, right?
Yeah, and like I think the movies it didn't do it justice when the book was, because the book it leads you up to all the islands, all this stuff, and then it goes bam. You're like, oh fuck me, that's good. The next one, we'll take my bookmark out of that one because I'm reading that one right now. The Callaghan's Cross Time Saloon, by Robert Spider. So this was written, I believe, in the 70s. Let me double check.
So it's got a lot of sexual revolution
That's right.
influences.
Hippies.
I think this is going to be your Mount Rushmore, Jeff.
No, we're getting to the one that has lots of that. So like the Callaghan's Cross Time Saloon, that was written. So originally it started as there was a magazine during that time, sci-fi something, I can't remember the name of it, where he had short stories in there, and they come into the books. Now, basically, Callahan's is it's a bar that's in New York that exists at all times, everywhere at the same time, basically.
Okay.
Right? So they have many different travelers who come into there saying, hey, this is whatever is happening. Black hole, X, Y, and Z, different sci-fi things happening, or people are coming into the bar wearing like, I just committed atrocities, or like, I just seen something. I don't know what to do. So they sit at the bar and they drink their whiskey, and people are they're recounting their stories to the people at the bar, and they're all giving their 2 cents. It's a very well written book. I'm still looking for the remainder of the series, which is hard to find. I'm not going to pay $50 on Amazon for the rest of them. I love my secondhand bookstores, though. Oh, I love them so much. Right?
All right.
So that's another
Keith
good
had a good
one.
idea. Yeah, give us one more. So that'll be our Mount Rushmore of books that crew needs to go back and read so they can learn their history.
The Kirk. Nope, not that one. That one's all right. Where's the fucking other one?
Nope, we're off screen again.
Jesus.
Give me a second.
He's got multiple. He's got multiple libraries.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think that has to be his Mount Rushmore because I don't want to make the guests or the crew listen to a 7 hour episode, and we're still have several more pages of notes to look through and try to cherry pick some gems out of. Well, Jeff, now. If I had to give you a rating so far, would you like a would do I have to would I rate you like I rate Massonomics, or do I rate you like you rate Massonomics?
Well, I guess whatever I deserve.
No,
Should get the rating I deserve.
this has been it's been a good. This is it's always nice to get someone that kind of we don't miss a beat from when we have our regular host on with us. So this has been fun. This has been well. All right, Flo, do you have one more?
Sure.
One more book for us.
Then we'll do a little
But
pivoting.
so the book name is I forgot. I think it's my brother's place, but it's called Jungles of Guitar or something like that.
Okay.
It's based off
Guitar like the
there's-
country?
No. It's
Like
if
the
I remember
instrument?
right, it's based in the year like 3032 or something.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
And
dope.
it's this
Little
tiny
creature.
island. This is a jungle planet that's used as a game reserve, so you can go hunt dinosaurs and stuff on it, kind of thing.
That'd
And
be
the book starts off, you think, oh, this dude who's the main character, and then the dude who's the main character gets him killed at like halfway through. You're like, oh,
spoiler.
and it just goes. Well, the book was written in the 60s. It's
Well, I
fine.
didn't read it yet. I was
Yeah.
if you could remember the name, I'd add it to my Goodreads. It sounds like you're a man that doesn't use Goodreads and probably is firmly against it.
Don't know what Goodreads are.
Okay, it's a digital archive of books that you've read. So you can literally just create an account and archive and rate and save any books you've ever read. So some people don't rate. I like to rate the books. Some people just do it to keep a book, to bookkeep their book reading. But it's actually someone like you that's read thousands of books. I don't know, it's kind of cool to. I'm a big log guy. I like logging stuff I've done and being able to like look at Goodreads and be like, oh, cool, I've read like 600 books and my goal is to read 1,000 before I die. Jeff wants to listen to 600 albums, 6,000 albums, whatever it was. How many? 1,001. Yeah. So I want to read 1,000 books and I'm like 400 or 500 shy. So that's my goal in life. And Goodreads will help me get there. But yeah, that's good stuff.
Like what I
How do
like to do is go into secondhand stores and bookstores. There's a good one just by my brother's place, and I'll just look on the shelves and I'll just pick 3-4 books at random in the sci-fi section, the western section, whatever, right? And just read them. Like, cool, they're $2 a pop. If they're good, I'll keep them. If they're not, whatever, right?
Yeah.
You don't put them in, as long as you're not littering
And
them
like
in the
that was
urinals,
something
right?
I did, especially.
You froze up for a second, but go ahead.
And then that was like a big thing when I was like doing a bunch of army stuff, is that I would just buy a bunch of random books before going to the field for a month.
Makes sense.
And I don't care. It cost me $2. If the book gets dropped in the mud, it gets dropped in the mud, whatever. Right. And that's kind of how it started, by just reading all these random books and going down the rabbit hole of like what's out there kind of thing.
2 book follow-ups. I know we probably shouldn't because we've been going down books for the last 20 minutes, but just I completely forget what they were now. Fuck. Oh, do you reread many books, or are you just a one and done?
No, there's a few that I reread. One of my favorite ones to reread, actually I just reread it. It's here on my desk. It's called Team Yankee. So Team Yankee, that is based off of a off of basic books called World War III, based in the 80s. It's the Soviets have attacked Western Europe, and it goes through the 14-day events of that. And Team Yankee dives into the what's called. He's a combat team commander that goes through the tank battles and the infantry battles, things like that, really well in depth. And it's kind of you really appreciate it once you have some kind of military knowledge, being like, this book is very accurate to how the dirty deeds are done. Very, very well done book. kind of thing.
Very
So I
cool.
reread that every couple of years once I learn more and more and get my knowledge more up on the military side of the house.
All right.
Like first time I read it, I was like, "Oh, this is pretty cool." And now I read it, and I'm like, "I understand where this comes from," and that's insane.
Last book question, and then we'll get off this horse. So you've basically said you work 12-hour days. Where do you find time to read right now? And it doesn't seem like you're an audiobook guy. So I'm curious of how you're actively still consuming with your current schedule.
Oh, it's usually once like after breakfast when I'm reading my I'll drink my coffee, I'll read a couple pages here or there, or if I am waiting for machinery X, Y, and Z, I'll read my book, right? Some people scroll on their phones. My Wi-Fi dies 50 feet from the house. So if I'm in the pasture and in the field or whatever, I'll just read my book.
Oh, and then you're out in this, you refer to yourself as a hick a few times. So you are in the sticks. There's not actual cell phone data or a data
Yeah,
signal.
like once you like there's it's spotty, right? Right now in the house, I probably have 2 bars or whatever. Once I get to the back of the yard, it's no service.
Gotcha. All right.
I think that's what Abraham Lincoln did. Read the field. Well, his plan, if I remember.
Well, yeah,
Elementary school studies.
probably because his Wi-Fi didn't work once he got it far enough.
He did. That's right. That's right.
Jeff,
What else you got, Keith?
yeah.
Should we play some games?
Well, let's hear about the chickens or ducks. It seems like you got both. What's your opinion on either? And
I don't have any ducks. I don't know about that.
someone said he's raising ducks. Maybe they're dumb and think that every now and then we get some shitty submissions. So no duck raising.
Yeah,
Apparently,
I thought about ducks a few times. Yeah, ducks would be fun. There's so much
You've
fun.
mentioned your chickens a few times, so tell us about the chickens.
Yeah, the chickens. I started them. I don't know, 5 years back or so. I started with 10 chickens. Now I'm up to 30. It's been a journey. Had a few die, a few lived. I had a nasty coyote attack happen 2 weeks ago. I lost 12 chickens to a coyote. So that's sad. It's really sad because I lost some of my prize chickens to that little fucker. So it's great, you know. You get to walk around the yard with a rifle now. So much fun. I love doing chores with a rifle. That's a tangent. Chickens
When you
are
say they're
amazing.
your prize chickens, is that prize just because you like them, or do they produce eggs, or what? I guess what makes it a prize chicken?
That's when I got them as like I got some heritage breed ones. So like the Plymouth Rocks, they're a zebra type, so they're black and white kind of thing. My Americano that's laid green eggs, those kind of chickens, right? Really good ones. That Yodi took out quite a bit of chickens in a very short amount of time. So I just got some replacements right now. So I'm back up to 30. They're beautiful. They're the easiest animals you ever want to do, right? Like mine roam the yard all day. And it's quite funny because like we have quite a bit of bears in my area, like a lot of bears. It's insane. Bear population.
Black bears or what kind of bears?
Yeah, black bears. The population's exploded in the last couple of years. And oftentimes I'll see a bear next to my chickens. Nothing's going on. It's so funny.
Oh, really?
All right.
Well, the black bear is very much a scavenger. They don't go actively to go kill. They more like, oh, there's something here. We're going to eat it, but we're not going to go actively kill something. Versus where like you have a grizzly that will kill something, or a coyote that will just go in and just murder things for just funsies. Right? It's all different kind of animals we deal with. But my chickens, they're great. They're really easy. I feed them, I water them, I house them. I love them.
Well, makes sense. All right, Big
They produce
Flo.
eggs that you eat.
Say again?
And they produce the eggs that you eat. You eat the eggs from the chickens. Yeah.
Yep. I eat them. I sell them as well for a bit of extra income. And usually the income equals to about what I'm putting in for feed and my costs and kind of thing. I break even.
There's probably a financial name for that, Jeff. That's a little more elaborate than breaking even.
Side hustle.
No, there you go. That works. All right.
Well, I never got them to get rich, right? I got them just for fun.
Well, I think we're good on Rushmore. You think, Jeff? Good jump down
Yeah.
to a. I think we want to jump to an affiliate. Do you have any affiliate reads you want to hit us with? Right above unpaid or underrated?
Well, sure. We've got, of course, our Barbell Rescue affiliate and Home Gym Con. Keith, what's the story on Home Gym Con tickets right now? Last day to buy them
You.
before the price goes up?
Oh no, that was a few days ago. That was you guys missed
Oh
you
boy.
missed the ship on that. I think actually Tuesday might have been the day. So today's yeah. I mean, I don't know what he upped them to, but he will up them strategic. It's the long game. So you start out a year out and you have them at $40 for a full 3 day pass or $100 for your VIP. The week of VIP is already going to be sold out, but the last VIP ticket will probably be $200, and it's damn near going to be half of what you're going to pay in 6 months. So buy your tickets sooner than later.
And does code unpaid get you any kind of discount there?
Yeah, 10%, I believe, possibly five, but
10%?
it is a yeah,
Barbell
oh,
Rescue
probably five. Yeah.
as well.
Yep.
And code unpaid will get you a free account at Gym Radar. When you sign up for Gym Radar to showcase your home gym.
Oh, I got to write that one down. I'm going to use that. That's a good. Well, I'll probably forget, but that's a good one. All right, Big Florian. We're going to get into unpaid or underrated. It is a game we like to play here. I'm going to explain it to your friends and family listening. So we're going to give Big Flo here anywhere from 4 to 8 topics, and he's going to give us his decision if he thinks the topic is unpaid or underrated. Underrated is pretty self-explanatory, and unpaid is no one really likes to be unpaid, so negative. Big Florian, unpaid or
Okay.
underrated?
Can I come back in like 2 minutes?
Yeah, buddy. Jeff and I will
Oh,
carry the
this is why I
conversation.
shouldn't
We're
drink.
good, buddy. All good, sir. We could have. All right, Jeff. 2 minutes. What's going on? You're a father of multiple teenagers that are getting closer and closer to getting out of the house. Do you feel older each day with that, or are you? How is that as an adult as you watching your kids keep getting older and older?
Yeah, it is kind of surreal. I don't know that I necessarily feel older, but yeah, I mean, I got one that drives now,
Oh, dang.
and she can drive her sister to school, which is great for
Oh,
me.
dope.
But yeah, it's weird. My wife and I had kids relatively early compared to a lot of our peers, and so I still kind of always feel like the youngest person.
Hmm.
Our neighbors are usually a little bit older than us. The kids, their friends' parents are usually a bit older than us. So I don't know. It keeps me young, I guess.
Nice. Nice. And then any chance you're just going to bite the bullet and get air conditioning for the garage gym? Or is that not feasible because it's just too big of a bay? Like, is it a multiple bay so you can't really segregate off the gym and just
No,
throw something in there?
it's probably feasible. The problem is, I doubt there's any insulation in the garage walls.
Fair.
There's definitely no insulation overhead.
Yeah.
You could probably drop some Pink Panther down overhead pretty easily, but like getting into the walls, it's you could get a mini split
Hmm.
for it, but I mean that they would have to work so hard
Yeah,
just
it'd
to like
cost you an
maintain
arm
the
and a leg.
temp.
Yeah. No, that
Yeah,
makes sense. That makes sense.
he
All right,
flows
big.
back.
All right, big Florian.
Yeah,
Unpaid
sorry
or
about that.
you're good,
So I
buddy.
don't drink too many beers.
Unpaid or underrated late night walks, and try to keep these. You got 2 or 3 minutes to elaborate on each, but no more.
Underpaid, right? Late night walks are amazing. You go out at 2, 3 a.m.
Underrated.
You're either in the bush or in the city, right? The city is a good time. You see a bunch of little fentanyl zombies.
So you're out for adventure.
No, it really is. You just see the creatures of the night that comes out, and like it's a good time.
Yeah,
Nice.
sounds like the path in Toronto for our Canadians.
Yeah, or you just walk out in the middle of the bush and see all the stars and everything. It's a lovely time.
I bet you
I'm
have incredible sky out there.
Yeah,
I am a fan of the walks, but I don't know. I'm a big proponent of like that's when I want to consume my audiobooks and my podcasts. It's like I because also I don't live in the sticks, so me walking around my neighborhood, it's just fucking just toxic noise from cars and people and shit. There's no like peace and quiet to walk around in my neighborhood. So to me, it's double purpose. It's enjoyable because I'm consuming more information, but I'm also just blocking out outside noise. But it sounds like you live in a place where you can kind of just enjoy the ambiance of being outside. I don't have that luxury.
it
Um,
is. And like when you walk around the pitch dark and everything, and then like you get good a lot of times, and especially in the bush where it's you hear a noise off in the distance or X, Y, and Z. You kind of know what's going on, or you see or you just sit in one place and you can see the beautiful deers and the bucks walk past and everything. If you get lucky, you can see the moose, right? Beautiful experience, right? That's why I can never live in a city again.
Makes sense. All right. Number 2 here. Unpaid or underrated Soldier of the Year awards.
Wow.
How much stock would you put in one of those?
It's underpaid. Oh, fuck me. That's a story. So, the year I
It's a
won,
60-second story. Yeah, go ahead.
the year I won the Soldier of the Year for the battalion, I was in Christmas. So we do at Christmas dinner. Christmas dinner for the army is that it's a tradition that dates back way back to, I don't even know, 1914, maybe past that, because we serve the leadership 365 days a year. And for one day a year, the leadership serves us. So we sit at these fancy tables where they serve us really good turkey dinner, alcohol as much as you want, all that kind of stuff, right? So I was a young soldier. I was probably 20 or so. And the table I'll sit at, it was the one lady was pregnant. The other guy didn't drink. The other guy didn't drink. I don't know about the other one, but there was 6 of us. I was the only one. I was young,
30-second
and
shot clock.
everyone fed me like all the liquor you can imagine. Right? I was blackout drunk
Okay.
by the time the awards came, and we're sitting there, and the colonel there is listing off all this person did X, Y, and Z. They're listing off all the achievements of this individual, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, I did that. I did that. I did that. I didn't clue in. I won this award, right?
That is actually funny.
Because the whole time I'm thinking, oh, I was on course with these people. They probably did it, but I wasn't. I was absolutely blackguard. And as soon as they said my name, I'm sitting there all confused. Buddy beside me punches me in the stomach real hard and be like, "Motherfucker, that's you!" And I'm like, "Oh shit, that is me!" And so I got up
Oh, because you were
and
sitting there for like several seconds after they called your name, just not acknowledging
yeah.
it.
In outer
So
Like an
space.
asshole. That's
and
pretty
as
funny.
I stood up with such force, the chair I'm sitting in flies back like 10 feet or whatever,
Because
and I
you're so
can
strong, as
barely
we've covered already.
I can barely be straight, and I'm walking
Oh, you had to go give
left and
an
right.
acceptance speech, or did you just kind of smile and shake their hands and
Oh,
go away?
it's basically go get your award kind of
Oh,
thing.
okay, good. You didn't have to get up there and
And
give some drunk speech. That'd be
you
fucking
can just
unpleasant.
see on the head table with the regimental sergeant major, the colonel, everyone just like head just drops. This is the guy that won this award. Fuck. The drunkest one there for some reason.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah, I
get this
don't.
award. You can see the picture of my Facebook where I'm like my eyes are half closed. I'm cocked-eyed, getting this award, being like sick,
Yeah.
like all
Live it
confused.
easy, even back then.
Yeah, and so like I was very happy to get that award because it was very amazing to have that accomplishment and seeing that like I worked very hard that year. I did a lot of things,
Yeah.
and that did lead me into getting my promotion and everything.
Oh yeah,
So
it's good for the
it,
resume.
it was very well done. So I think it's a very good award and everything. Everything I already said before, it's underpaid because
Underrated. Underrated.
yeah,
Underrated's good.
yeah, underrated. So my bad,
You're good.
but it's very good and everything.
I think Jeff's got 2 more for you, and we can start rounding this out.
Beauty.
Well, you told us earlier you compete wrapped, but unpaid or underrated stiff knee sleeves.
So my 2 cents about they're 100% underrated. They're whatever, right? The thing with stiff knee sleeves is that what's the wording I want to use? I never used stiff knee sleeves, but I don't really like all the culture it has become around powerlifting. You need the stiffest sleeve to exist, where how people believe that, oh, my squat is shit. I'm going to get the stiffest knee sleeve because that's magically going to add 10, 20 kilos to my squat, which it's not going to. You need to work on your squat and everything, right?
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents about stiff knee sleeves. If you start with soft sleeves, because I know plenty of guys who do soft sleeves in training, and they compete in stiff knee sleeves, and it works very well for them. Those are the people I don't have a problem with. The people I have a problem with is the culture where it's like, if you do not have stiff knee sleeves, you're not going to succeed. Where it seems like how that progressed in the last maybe 2-3 years, especially when the Inzer, what are they called? Inzer Igro, I think believe they're called, the really stupid
Yeah.
stiff ones, or the Titan. What's the Titan ones called?
That's okay.
I
Yeah,
can't
I think
remember.
A7 came out
Titan.
with rigor mortis or something too is another one. But
Yeah,
yeah,
the rigor mortis, that's A7.
yeah,
Like,
it reminds me of like a golfer who's a shit golfer, and he says,
So
"Well,
did
I'll
you
just buy a new driver."
mean? I think you meant unpaid then overall because you said underrated, which is good. You meant unpaid.
what did I? Oh, my
You
bad.
don't like them, correct?
Yeah, I got like
Unpaid. Okay.
I don't
Might say
like them
overrated, but
because the culture around them seems like, oh, I have a shitty squat. I'm just gonna put them on and fix my squat.
yeah,
Gotcha.
The way I
doesn't
like
work
them
like that.
is if you are good at squatting and you use like same thing with wraps. You can't just put on wraps and expect 100 pounds on your squat. You have to learn how to sit into the squat wraps, how to enjoy the pain in the wraps, right? So yeah, got to get stiff knee sleeves. If you learn how to sit into them, how do they work for you? Then they're good. But overall, I think they're underpaid. Yeah, underpaid there. Yeah,
Yeah, all right, gotcha,
because
gotcha. Let
I
me hit you
think
with one more.
yep.
All right, I get you one more. And I'm just curious on this one. I know you live in Manitoba, not Alberta, but I think this is adjacent to what you do. So if you have an opinion on it, if you don't, we can switch it up. But unpaid or underrated, the Calgary Stampede.
I've never been there.
Never
That's
been? Okay.
That's 12 hours from me. All I know it's $13 for a beer when you go, or $14 a beer. That's all I
Okay.
know about it.
So is that related to alcohol prices in America? Are those unpaid or underrated?
Alcohol prices in the US are stupid cheap, man.
Mhm.
Oh
Really?
Well,
my
are you if you're
fuck.
only basing that on South Dakota, like yes, I got very drunk on $5 drinks at fucking the zoo, but that same drink is like $14 in Rochester.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
maybe,
good. We're
maybe
all
10
affected
at 10
by
at the cheapest. Like you can't get a mixed drink less than $10. And I didn't pay
that. Like
anywhere close to $10 in South Dakota.
for us, when you go to a bar, it's average $7 a beer right now. That's average. So, but again, like South Dakota prices, like it's extremely cheap down there.
Yeah. I think
If you
South
look at
Dakota is
like
the anomaly.
Yeah, $7 is a lot closer to what I would pay for a beer than like $4. And
yeah,
it's five
especially if you
it's
look at like yeah, no, and like, especially like nicotine products down in the states, stupid cheap. It's
oh
amazing.
yeah. Well, you did pass unpaid or underrated.
Oh,
Barely.
thanks.
There was touch and go there for a minute. We had to
That's all I need to
we
know.
did have to consult some of the OG crew to see if we were going to let you pass, and they did get back with a thumbs up. So this is the time, feel free to or not to. Do you have any questions for Jeff and I?
Oh, what was it? I thought about some earlier today. We'll go with a super easy ball right now. What's
Yep.
your thoughts on lift hard, live easy being switched to June?
I'm excited. Personally, it's going to be my birthday weekend, so that'll be kind of cool. I'm not like expecting a so not cool in the sense that like I get anything out of it extra. It's just like I don't know. It's kills two birds with one stone because I can see a lot of my friends around my birthday, and that'll just kind of be cool. I'll still have to throw my own birthday party here sometime the next week or the week before, but nonetheless, the biggest draw obviously is for anyone that goes to home gym con now won't be fucked and having to do both of them a week apart because that was the worst thing ever. The past 2 years my vacation time taking has really sucked because I like to spread my vacation out and use it as like mental therapy to get the fuck away from like stress and shit. So having to take 2 week-long vacations basically in a 3 week span doesn't do anything to help with my work fatigue and work drama. So having an actual 6, 7, 8 weeks between the two, I'm ecstatic about that concept. I know there's some people it'll suck because depending on when their kids get in, when their kids get out of school, but like I don't know, it's going to be better for a lot of us overall though. So I'm very, very excited about it.
Lucked out. I liked it in July, but June will be fine. My wife's birthday is on the 19th, so I was worried I was going to conflict. But since it's earlier, I already, did a little test balloon. I said, "Oh, gee, I can't go. It's in June. I probably won't be able to make it next year." She said, "Oh, why not?" I said, "Well, it's on the 10th." She's like, "Oh, my birthday's not till next weekend." So, I got the tacit approval that it
Nice.
doesn't conflict.
Attaboy.
So I think it'll work out.
All right. Well, this has been a good one, boys. I've had fun, Florian. We appreciate you giving us your time. Um, Florian, where are we gonna find you at? Where are they gonna find you at on Instagram again? And anywhere
Yeah,
else you
before
want to
we
find? Oh.
go to that, I just want to thank you and Jeff and everything. This actually was a very uh well put together and interesting situation and everything. I did not know what to expect. Really did. I got quite nervous because I didn't know what's going to go on. But you guys put on.
None of your books told you about this? There was no books about podcast and, about a subculture, subcult.
Well, it was like like where are we, which direction is this going to go into, right? I didn't know because I know some people put in some wacky fucking things,
Oh, I mean, and
right?
for reference, we didn't cover 80% of the shit that was, submitted. So I do apologize for anyone listening that goes, "Oh, I submitted 20 things they didn't get touched on." Well, we kind of go where the podcast goes, and if the guest likes to chatter, then we can only ask so much stuff. So it is what it is. This was a good,
Yeah,
it was a nice organic podcast. People learned a lot about your topic, your book favorites, and I don't know, I had a good time. I think Jeff had a good time. I won't speak for him. I mean, he did text me that this was fucking. He was mad and he's annoyed and this everything. But we'll take that. We can handle that off air. I'm
yeah.
joking. I'm joking.
And then like
Keep it light.
the one thing I want to say is oh, what's that youngin's name?
Oh
I have to
shit.
send out apologies that I wanted to send out
The
earlier.
kid.
I didn't.
What is the kid's name? I
Who
keep.
was there? Who
I
won
always,
the plate
I always
award?
forget the kid's name. Cole.
Colton,
Is it Colton?
right?
No.
Clayton?
Clayton. Clayton.
Clayton, the
Yes.
youngin. Like I wanted to apologize to him, and this seems. I think he listens to this, right?
He falls asleep to it sometimes. But I don't know. I'm assuming he listens to some extent. I feel bad because it's like we're probably not the podcast a 12-year-old should listen to all the time because we're a little R-rated some episodes, but
Yeah, but I just wanted to finish off with like wanted to send an apologies out to him because I know after my third squat, he came to like congratulate me on that, and I was dead inside, and I kind of fucked him off completely. Like,
Yeah.
I think he came up to me like, "Great job," and I'm just like dead inside, kind of thing, because I was the squat took a lot out of me. I just want to send apologies out to him. Uh, Sorry for that, and thank you for the congratulations. I didn't want to go up to him afterwards. I think he was at the zoo for a little bit because I didn't know who was his parents, and I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to talk to children without their parents present. That's just weird, right? So I figured this is a good platform. Send apologies to him. I don't think there's anyone else I have to apologize to.
No, I think you're good, buddy.
I don't know. I say a lot of weird shit when I'm drunk, so
That's all right.
ooh.
Well, let's go
We
ahead and
But
all
round
do.
the.
again, thank you to you guys, and
Our
thank
pleasure.
you to the crew for just everything and making me feel so welcome at Lift Hard Live Easy 3, Lift Hard Live Easy 4. I know when I brought Mackenzie down for Lift Hard 4, she was nervous. She was like, who are these people, X, Y, and Z? And then very quickly, she found people to talk to and go along with that kind of thing. And then other thing is, I thank Tanner and Tommy probably 1,000 times on both weekends. But thanks to them for creating Massonomics and creating this environment for us. It's beautiful. It really is. Because like I would never met any of these people who was here kind of thing. The crew is a beautiful, unique niche of the internet that brings people together. Yes, we all come from different backgrounds, but we have the same similarities. It's very beautiful. I really do enjoy the crew. I may not speak a lot on the Discord, but it's appreciated, right? As well as like to like what's the full name? Mommy Snack Pack. The team that I kind of got bullied into joining Thursday night for it.
Bullies, they're bullies now, huh? That's not nice.
Bully
Well,
me into
no, they're good
joining.
people. They asked me to join. I was like, I don't know.
You definitely brought their dots up for sure.
And then Gary was like, hey, you should
They saw
join.
a
I'm like,
ringer.
They were like,
fine.
let's get this 1,700-pound total kid that's unaffiliated in our group.
Yeah, no, they're good people. Yeah, the snack pack is good people.
Oh yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad
Right.
you
Just said it better
mentioned.
myself.
It is, and it's now I'm kind of part of this weird subcult of a cult kind of thing.
That's got levels to it. All right. Well, I think we're good, Florian. Where are they gonna find you at, buddy?
So on Instagram, that's Florian the German.
Hell
Then
yeah.
on Discord, I believe it is. I think it's like Flower Petal
Yeah, something
97.
flower. Yeah, good deal.
Yeah, it's a weird thing.
All right, Big Jeff, where you at?
Dollars and Deadlifts on Instagram, Big Jeff in the Discord, Create Wealth FP on YouTube.
Nice. We have the Instagram Unpaid and Underrated Podcast. We got the website unpaidinternpodcast.com. I'd love for you guys to go over to the Massnomics Discord and hang out in the UNU channel. Tell us what you like, what you don't like. Keep it to yourself, I guess, if you don't like it. But I'll take criticism. You guys are not afraid to criticize us, and we see it regularly. So if it's something valid, we'll take it under consideration, and everything else just kind of noise. But I'm Keith Honeycutt 73 on Instagram. More importantly, go follow my Orange Gem, the No Wine Cellar. Until next time, I'll be up after my thing. See you next Tuesday. Well, no one else is on here. I'll do a little pre-show venting. Probably won't make any clips, maybe some post-show, but all right. I got some venting to do about Sheets, Google Sheets, that is. I use it at work religiously. It's how we track all our install information, basically. So a lot of it is color coordinated, color coded. So I'll have individual cells that I'll turn green when that number is complete. And now for some reason, Google Sheets likes to be fancy on the iPhone. And now when I tap on that cell, I can't change the color of it without like pushing 4 other buttons to get to the cell change color. Whereas before, I could just push it and it came up with the text, the part to edit the text in the cell, and underneath of it or maybe above it there would be, you know, bold, italics, fill color, and I could pick all that from like the same little like half-inch spot on the bottom of my screen. That doesn't exist anymore. You can still do it if you're doing an entire row or an entire column, or if you're doing 2 individual cells. So if you drag 2 cells together, you can do it. But to do an individual cell color change, you cannot do it on the iPhone currently with an up-to-date Sheets and an up-to-date iPhone. So super freaking annoying. At the end of the day, I blame Nate. He is the IT guy, so anything that's wrong IT-wise in my life is Nate's fault. I love him dearly. It kind of goes hand in hand. He has a 4th kid, and my Google Sheets goes to shit. So I'm going to say there's some correlation there for sure. That's what I think. Might not be true, but hey, I don't always tell the truth, but I don't lie intentionally. It's a fair assessment. All in all, life is good. Just giving the boys a few minutes to get here. Just chit-chatting by myself. Oh, all right, Discord, no one's talking. That's good. I have that up. Got Big Florian this week. Should be good. Big Jeff handling some co-hosting for me, helping me. So, for me, but he's doing it with me. I do love that we 86 to doing the fucking episode numbers stupid and wrong. That's been such an advantage in life. It saves me literally like 4 minutes a week now because I don't have to explain a joke that people didn't get to begin with half the time. And what are you drinking? What are you wearing? I think I'd rather just talk to the guest. This week we are going to ask Jeff what he's wearing by his request. Sorry, what he's drinking. Let's see. Should be rolling in a minute. Big Nate, thank you for all you do. I'm excited to see you do some strongman. If it was a little closer, I'd head down, but I don't know. We'll see. It would be dope. We do need to get a crew. like a Northeast crew. I know that's kind of vague and big, but the boys in Boston are literally like 6 hours away, so it's a little hard for me to get to. I don't know. I think you guys are less than 6 hours. So if it's 4 hours, I'd consider 3 hours. I would do it. 4 hours is tough. I think you are closer to 3 hours, though. I don't know. We'll see.
Hong Kong